Be like, ooh, ayy, finally got that deal, got a pen in my hand. Ooh, ayy, like how you tryna buy who the hell I am? You can keep your cash, I'm not that broke. I won't sign no contracts, I do me. Y'all are canceled, stealing people's dreams, how can you sleep? It's all rap hoes, throwing cash in Lambos. I'm independent till I'm dead, I quit the music industry.
Hey,
how are you doing?
We got watchers already. They're sweet.
Awesome.
The Twitchers. I call them Twitchers.
Twitches, what's up?
The Twitch people come in. They come in strong. We need people to come in strong outside of Twitch sometimes, but YouTube works. YouTube will work.
Now they should just go over and sign up and follow us on YouTube.
Yeah,
Adam, how are you? Tanisha, how are you?
Oh, geez, I got to get over to the. There we go. Yo, what's up, Adam? Tanisha.
So, Tanisha, before we get going here, I got a question for you. What do you think of Masked Singer, number one? And thank you for following me, Tanisha, on TikTok.
Oh, TikTokers. We might have to do a Fauna Radio TikTok.
Yeah, well, your wife is killing it over on TikTok.
Yeah, she's getting like 50 to 100 subscribers or followers a day now.
I know, it's crazy. She's got the tortoise videos and your Max.
Yeah, Max the bird.
Oh man,
he's loud.
Max is he's the greatest. Right? He likes gets in the tub and does the dance for the shower.
That dance was on a couple YouTube like bigger channels. They actually emailed us to use it. And then they emailed us to continue filming him for their channel. And then they wanted to represent her channel and like take money and give us money. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
That's good though. I don't know that Max is pretty cool.
He's a good person. Every bird. He's a good bird, not person. I'm excited for the season finale.
So am I, Tanisha. I'm waiting for it. I'm a Masked Singer fan. I watch it. I like it.
Uh-oh. Adam's on TikToker. He's a TikToker. Well, I got a TikTok, guys. I got a TikTok.
Yeah, Gary does.
I don't put much on it. I thought about...
But you do... When I do put videos up, though, I notice you like them at least.
Mm-hmm. I watch stuff. Now, you hear my... See, if I go to my profile, I got 68 followers up on that thing, see? Look at that. But I do TikTok.
Let me see. Last week I had 400 and what did I have last week? 420 something or 450 something.
Yeah, but my wife gets mad because my videos are getting 100 to 50, 200. Then I get like 5 or 6 that get 700 to 800. And I only have 68 followers. And I said, the reason is a lot of people like it, but I'm not good enough to follow.
Yeah.
I'm just not good enough to follow. Like, screw that guy.
Now, in 1 week, I went from 400 to almost 600, 420 to almost 600. I'm 3 away from 600.
Yeah, if you Orner Exotics, anything Orner Exotics,
that's it right there.
It is, and if you can't find me, Orner's Geckos sometimes, but Orner Exotics will always get you to me.
You just type in Orner Exotics. That's what I did, and it pops right up.
I gotta start working on it in 2022. That's what I'm gonna do. I talked to you about that. I was like, I'm gonna really work on the websites. I can't get the reptileroom.org to work again. I was coding an update and I broke it, and it's above me. So I'm gonna figure that out later. Got any of those white heads? I do. I got. Shoot.
I got one.
Yeah,
it's not available, but I got one.
I literally just sold a male, a really nice male, with a group of 4 radars. But I have a lot of stuff coming up in 2022, like a lot. I'm thinking about keeping everything back and not doing shows for like 4 months from now and for 4 months and just breeding everything I have and just breeding it all. I got some insane blood girls that people want to lowball me on, so I'll just breed them and say, "Hey, look what you could have had."
Yeah, think about
it. But yeah, it's been a crazy. We got that TikTok, not TikTok, but Twitch. Twitch followers, you guys are awesome. We got our Twitch people watching already, and what I really like is on our Facebook page, it actually shows us live, like off to the side where they can click it.
Oh,
And
That's
it's
cool.
pretty close to like on time.
Yeah, this week I've been pairing up a lot of leopard geckos, getting a little scenting going on, and the tail wags going, and pretty cool stuff. Putting some crested geckos together.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's
Crested
happening.
geckos.
It's happening.
Crested geckos are fun.
I like crested geckos. I got to get a male gargoyle, of course. I'm working on that, so I got to figure that one out. But and then I got the what's the names? The African fat tails.
No, the fat tails. You got they're Oreo patty, right?
Yep. So
Yeah. So yeah, now you got to get a Mel, but a Mel, I don't know. Think Mel mixes well with other stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I know because I'm kind of new to fat tails. I'm not. I know there's a few things you shouldn't do, so I'll have to sit down and really check that out and see what
That's
things
what
you
I
should
would
mix
do.
together.
I just breed normal fat tails. I could care less, but I like the morphs when it comes. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Leopard geckos are where I mingle in with that stuff. But
and then I was looking at some knobtails. I was thinking knobtails are pretty cool.
I have a mealy here. I have a male mealy.
Yeah.
Miles gave it to me, and I haven't been able to find. Well, I find females, but they're always really expensive.
Yeah.
But my male mealy, he doesn't like me.
No,
he hates my guts.
Oh, Tanisha's following us on Twitch too. Awesome, Tanisha.
Twitchers. That's what I like calling them. We got the Twitch people. But what I'm thinking about doing is really looking at Twitch and seeing if we can keep our videos up on there. And when we do reaction videos for Fauna Radio, I'm thinking about doing a second day when I get everything after the holidays and doing like a reaction video one where it's like Monday we spend like an hour or whatever.
Yep.
And it'd be a Twitch one.
I'm good with that. I'm good with anything.
Because we can do doing the picture in picture and go like this, so you can see us there. We can do.
And then
it's on mute. It's on mute, so I could really screw with people. I mean, my computer rocks. I can really screw with people.
I think we're gonna get this going.
I've been working with the overlays and stuff, but this topic kind of came up from who mentioned it. Oh, it's always Leo from what I say.
Leo. He always brings this stuff up at the end of our show. So
I forget. It was at a show, and I told him once. I was like, "We're humans. There I'm showing someone on. I'm way behind on that. But I said we're humans. We're a parasite, and we put animals in a box for our own pleasure. And he kind of stuck with them. And
I noticed he's been saying it. Yeah, we put animals in a box for our pleasure.
I've gotten messages on YouTube and messages on Facebook like slamming me, and then some are good questions because I say they think I don't agree with keeping pets. Swear to God, from what I said.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, spread us around, Tanisha.
Tell them all about us.
So what we need to do is to get a shirt that says faunaradio.com.
I'm working on that.
We put animals in boxes for our pleasure.
I'm thinking I want to do a shirt line like that because everyone's gonna know it's us that did that.
And, well, it was actually you. But...
but I want to do something where there's a Fauna Radio line because we're not going anywhere.
No.
So I think it's gonna be fun. Do like a shirt, do a hat. And I think a hat would be we put animals in boxes for our own pleasure. That would be really funny. But now here's the thing: there's gonna be someone out there that says it's negative, so the negativity's got to go away.
Yeah, I don't care what you say or what you do. Somebody's always going to try to pull something negative out of it.
Yep.
They do. So, and that's what they do. I will say this, though. We've been around for 1 year. We just passed our 1 year thing.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a little over a year if you count the radio shows.
Well, didn't they start in December 7th or something?
That's right. It did.
That's what I was talking about, going back to that a year.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. This was just something like I did. We did a show on yours, an interview, and I was, hey, you want to just do Fauna Radio?
Yep.
And Gary just goes nuts and buys domains. I own like Fauna Radio, Herp Radio. I own tons of stuff. I'm the only one in YouTube.
Yeah, that's probably just a YouTube channel, right? Is that what he's talking about?
No, I think he's the only one on the YouTube watching on YouTube. He's the
That's what I
only one
meant.
watching. Yeah.
Yeah, that
We got Twitchers and we got. I think we're gonna have some floaters because this is a really tough subject for people. I think, and as animal people, I don't think they want us to talk about it because I think it's against the way. But there's a difference between understanding something and agreeing with it.
okay. Is he watching you on Fauna Radio or is he watching you on Orner Exotics?
I don't think no, Orner Exotics doesn't have any viewers. It's on Fauna Radio.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it is on
Yep.
here. I see.
Because
Yeah.
So,
I went on and clicked the like button.
there we go. Yeah, guys, click that like button. Click. But
Yeah.
I should do that over here too. I should do that. I do this. Boom. There we go. But anyways, this is a tough subject. And one of the very first thing I got, and I'm not going to mention any names. The debate is this is something I kind of made up. Not made up, but we're all wildlife lovers, but we put wildlife in a box. I mean, if you go in my room, if you just take out our love for animals for a minute and you just look at it, we put animals in boxes. Doesn't matter if it's a glass box, a plastic box, a screen box, iron cage. We put them in a box so we could look at them. And people think I'm against owning pets. I'm not, because of course I'm not. I have tons.
Yeah.
It's something I struggle with, and I struggle with it mostly when I go out and I start taking pictures of wildlife, stuff. I take pictures of wildlife and stuff like that. And that's where it started clicking more with me, is these animals look better out in the wild. I can go look at them in the wild, but they're species I'll never see. Like, would I go see a leopard gecko in the wild? Probably not.
First off, it's probably a dangerous area.
Yeah.
Of the world. But
and it is for our pleasure.
Yeah, and here's what I look at it. These animals that we got now, like the leopard geckos per se, are so bred in captivity. They are pretty much domesticated, and they probably wouldn't survive really well out in the wild. I mean, like a pig, if you have a pig on a farm and it gets out, it could turn wild again. But I don't know if like a leopard gecko, because they're not even naturally looking anymore. They, for most of what we got.
Yeah, I don't think they would either. I don't think a lot of things. I mean, that goes back into we make them to what we want. I mean, these animals wouldn't survive in the wild. And albinos don't survive that long. And I mean, let's be honest, like a banana pied ball python, or a tangerine leopard gecko, or albinos, where the leopard geckos are from, an albino would probably fry.
Yeah,
out in the wild. I mean, it's a crazy thing. And the one person I just took from him, and I replied to most of these. What he was getting at was, I'm against owning pets, and I'm not. I'm just understanding that it's a selfish thing that we do, and we need to start thinking about, we're against this pet owner because they're doing that, and we make a fight between ourselves, when all together, all pet owning is identical. All of it. And we're keeping an animal in a box. And one person might say, this alligator needs a 20 by 25 area, but then someone else says the alligator needs a 45 by 50 area. And to tell you the truth, they need no fencing at all.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, now here's the deal. Okay, I'm not against it at all, because of course you see how much I got and you got, right? But it's when you get them and you get people that neglect them and don't feed them and don't give them water, or they don't have the money to take care of them and stuff. And that's where I think you need to really think about what you're doing when you get these animals. Now, as for ball pythons, almost every mutation you see, like a pied, an albino, banana, that all came from the wild looking like that, though. And then as they bred it, they to prove it out. See,
a lot of them were babies. And like like the spider, I believe, was larger, and because it's not color mutation, it's a pattern.
No, that's a pattern. There's a difference.
Yeah, but the people started getting smart when they were hatching these ball pythons out overseas, and they were hatching them. They were like, oh, the stupid Americans will pay more money for this one, and they would hold it back and get the highest bidder. I'm not really sure how exactly it worked for the ball pythons when they came up, but they started getting more intelligent, saying this is different. So you weren't getting that in the mixed ball python wild caught animals or farm raised animals. You weren't getting them so much. You get yellow belly still and stuff like that. But most of them were hatching out. So I was wondering if they were found in the wild. I mean, if they were in the wild, would they get to that adult size to,
I'm not sure. I think I read some. I'm not saying this is true, but
Yeah.
I think when I read or heard somebody say that the albino was an adult that they found in the wild.
So there's different things. I mean,
plus they live in a hole. They don't come out as much.
They don't come out.
They're not out. They're not out as much as most people think. They like it. Like when we keep them in a tub in our box for our pleasure, they would prefer to live in a box.
But, yeah, but then take like the certain genes, like the spider mutation, and take the some of the dead genes with the hidden gene WUMA and stuff like that. Ball pythons have it, and like enigmas, and how about the lemon frost?
Yeah,
you start seeing these problems in the wild. How far would they actually got?
Yeah, they would have died off real soon.
And then we got to think of that in captivity. Where I mean, there's people all the time that said, let's just take leopard geckos. If we start breeding these genes that have problems, eventually them problems are going to be in all the genes because there's not very much here. We're not importing new stuff from Pakistan.
No.
We're just not. And that's the problem. That's a jungle carpet pythons had that problem. We're not going to import stuff from Australia. It's just not going to happen. So when you took the diamond pythons and the coastals and these different locales of carpets and you started mixing them together, what's pure anymore? So, I mean, I'm not against owning pets. I'm far from that, but we do put animals in a box so we can look at them, and we only look at them once, twice a week.
Yeah, unless you're me, I can spend all that. But now you talk about genetic problems. Right now, just imagine if they found out that, like an albino retic has a genetic issue that pops up, and then it could start getting bad. All the albino retics are related to one animal. Every one of them. And they're all over. It's just one animal, if you think about it. So every albino is related.
Just like every tremper albino, every bell albino, every rainwater albino, every eclipse. All these genes came from,
so it could be trouble.
So that's why it's so important to look at like the enigma thing and the what's it say? A scientist says once you have so much in front of you, like you let's say breeding, you produce so many and the problem's still there, it's probably not going to go away.
No.
And the enigma's been bred a lot. The lemon frost has been bred a lot, and
that's the
champagne has been bred a lot. And it takes a smart person to sometimes say, hey, let's just not do it no more.
Well, that's like the spider ball python. I don't care how many, every spider ball python has it, like, even if it's the tiniest wobble and you don't notice it, it's there.
And it's hard. That goes back to us keeping it for pleasure. I don't breed enigmas, but I don't really have a problem with spiders, but it's the same. It's the same.
The same thing, yeah.
It's the same, a neurological issue. And I'm like, well, do I have problems with that? Where's everyone's line? Everyone's line's in a different spot. And it really is hard to sit there and judge someone else for not having the same line as me. And this goes back to, and I go back to the lemon frost a lot, and because it's close to me, the lemon frost and the enigma. But where's my line? Do I draw the line and say, hey, guess what? All morphs are bad. Breeding animals is bad. Doing this is bad. Because you can really find bad in everything you do.
Yes. Everything. I have to agree with you there, Adam. When I first read that whole article on the blue eye thing, I sat back and thought, wow, my wife has blue eyes. Gary's got blue eyes. So it's like, and all blue eyed people come from one person and they know this. So I don't know.
Well, And that's it's so hard, and it goes back down to, if we're going to keep these animals for our pleasure, where's the line at that we're going to say, hey, we're not going to continue doing this anymore. um One of the people that messaged me, and we got in a big conversation, and I think she might be listening today, or she might listen later, is she says, being one of the largest leopard gecko breeders, they're in America, are you part of the problem, or are you part of the solution? Even though I do not breed enigmas, um, tough line to walk, and it is, and that's kind of the point. And you're 100% right. Um, I produce thousands of leopard geckos. Let's just put it out there. I produce thousands. Even though I don't produce enigmas, I don't produce lemon frost, I do produce animals that have genetic flaws. And I'm not even saying a morph. A morph is a genetic flaw in itself. It's not normal. It's not a normal thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Every morph it's a genetic flaw somewhere along the way.
Yeah. So, I mean, I produce small eye geckos. It happens. I've produced geckos with one eye. It happens. Stubby tails. It
That's like
happens.
back in the 80s, the no-eyed Burms were trying to become cyber. They were trying to push that into a big thing. They were trying to push that
Mark
and
Mark and Kim Bell produced a lot of those.
saying, "Oh, it's the coolest thing." No, actually, it's not. It's a blind snake.
And I mean, now at the same time, is when we produce these animals, we owe the animal, if it doesn't hamper and cause pain, should we keep it alive? Because then there's a line saying the animal's not in pain, but it's a pain for me to keep it alive. So if it's a pain to you, do you put it down? Or do you, I mean, there's an enigma. To give you an example, Jeff Galewood Jr., when enigmas were big, enigmas were really big at this time. He was producing enigmas, and he had a male that spun so bad he had to hand feed it every other day.
Well, now that to me, that's not a quality lifestyle for the animal.
But it's not a quality of life. But then where's the quality of life at? He's living in a box in the first place. So if he hand fed it and put the animal, because they can't aim right, he couldn't aim. So if he
okay, I'm looking at a different way here. Yeah, you're right.
He couldn't aim right. So if he just let him eat normally, he might get 1 or 2 crickets or 1 or mealworm every other day. But he knew he needed 4 or 5. So he would hand feed him because of that. And he would use that male to breed. And at the same time, where's that line at? And that line is really hard to, because if you go off on me and I draw my line, I guarantee you'll find somewhere that you could say it's unethical. And all this comes from me shooting wildlife photography. It all comes from it.
I'm not going to say that. All right, keeping it alive and feeding it like that is fine, but to use it for breeding is totally wrong, as far as I was concerned with that situation, because troubles could be passed down.
Well, at that time, we just thought it was thought to be a enigma because it would produce animals that didn't spin. But then when it would get to it was at the beginning stages. You would get it and the animal would be there. And people that breed enigma know, and this is a very known fact for the old school people. And please don't go out and grab enigmas because I'm saying this. You could get an enigma, it could spin constantly. It would be just that animal. It would produce animals that didn't spin. It would act normal until it hit 25 grams, until it hit 35 grams. Then it would start spinning. So when does gecko breeders usually sell their stock? 15 to 20 grams. Yeah. And if it's a high-end morph, you're going to sell it at 15 to 20 grams. Mm-hmm. You would ship it, it'd get 25 grams, or shipping would cause it would spin. So it was not understood at the time, and it sucked. I hatched them with no feet.
Yeah, see there. So that's definitely a major genetic issue with that. That's like, you don't hear people talking about this much, but there's a lot of ball pythons, albino ball pythons, that are born with no eyes and things like that, or small eyes, and they don't talk about it much, but it happens. That's like the Texas rat snake, the leucistic Texas rat snake with the bulgy eyes, with the bug eyes, they call it. Yeah.
And I don't believe in the incubation thing. When people say incubation fluctuation, in the wild, these eggs are not put in perfect and never fluctuating. It doesn't happen. I honestly think that something's wrong with that egg, and that's why it's born that way, or hatched that way. so like the no eyes, and then we just said, oh, that's freaky, let's just keep breeding that, and it kept going. um it's part of the whole thing where I'm not against owning pets, but I think we should do it the right way.
Yeah.
But who's to judge the right way? And the same person, and this is where she got me, and people are going to get really upset here. They're going to get really, really upset. She said, I'm a breeder, am I adding to the problem? And I says, technically, yes, because I produce animals on a large level. I got to find homes for it. And I know that all these animals aren't finding homes. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
She brought up therapy pets. Her exact question was, do you believe in therapy pets? And I said, well, yeah, therapy pets are good. She goes, does it benefit the animal? I don't have an answer. Let's see what this is. Let's see what we got. We got a big one here.
Yeah.
It is possible that the same mutation like blue eyes can spontaneously occur in different populations. Scientists found that the dark fur in rock pocket mice spontaneously appeared in different populations that were isolated from each other. It caused the same mutation, but was not the same gene. I suspect this is why we have the 3 different albino genes. The mutation probably occurred in different locales, but when they all got bred together, which is why we have different genes. I agree with that.
Yeah, but the blue eyes.
100%.
But with the blue eyes thing, they've done genetic testing and proved that they're all related. They're not just, they proved that they're all related back to one person.
Really? I'm related to people. But
Yeah.
what happens when mine turn green?
I don't know. Maybe you're not related to us anymore. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a weird thing how that worked with the blue eyes things, and they were able to trace it back to just one person. But then, we're so far out from each other now that it's probably not like being related to each other. I guess it's just we all carry that genetic, which could possibly be going on with the geckos too. They're so far outbred that they're really technically not related anymore, but they are because they have that gene.
Yeah, and I think I agree with Adam that now that they're produced, we're doing something in favor. 3 different genes actually control eye color. That's why we get green. Ooh. She hit me with therapy pets though, dude. That was hard. She goes, a therapy pet, and now people are saying a snake's a therapy pet, and they carry it around all the time. Or a bearded dragon. I just heard the other day a bearded dragon was a therapy pet, and I'm like, well, okay, whatever.
I heard some places are trying to stop that though. They're trying to say it's not like a dog or something.
Well, even a dog, we domesticated dog, but look at all the dog breeds. If we actually jumped into dog breeds, there's some dog breeds like your larger species that don't live as long as some of the smaller species. There's so many questions to answer, and sometimes we get them people. I used to be one of them, and I say, hey, this is the way it needs to be. To give you an example. This is a big example. I mean, this is like hardcore. I'm against venomoids. If anyone doesn't know what a venomoid is, it's when you remove the venom glands from a venomous snake. You can mess up the job. You can mess it up pretty badly. And if you miss any of the gland, that gland can repair itself. It is scientifically proven the gland can repair itself. It cannot regrow back. So if all the gland is removed, it cannot grow back. But if you leave any of the gland there, the duct itself can repair itself, and what's left over can produce venom. It's been proven. I have seen it happen.
Jim proved that 100%.
Jim Harrison, my buddy,
Yep.
He had 3 cobras.
Now, is it possible that because I know way back in the day, I had my friend like 40 years ago, he says that with venomoids that they can grow venom around the spot that they leave empty too. Like,
well, I don't think so.
I don't know.
The gland itself is an organ. I believe it's on the same level as a kidney. Because if you take half a kidney, it'll repair itself, and the rest of that kidney can perform its function. So I think that's on the level. I'm not really. I wish I should just get Jim on here one day because he could really dive into it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But if you remove all the gland, it can't repair. But now my thing is if you're going to get into venomous snakes, deal with the venomous snakes.
Yeah.
But I'm still putting a venomous snake in a box. They were just
for your pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, for my pleasure. So they were just like, hey, I want a venomous snake in a box too, but I'm going to take it a step further and I'm going to cut the glands out of it. My problem with it was there was no vet that was doing it. Well, then a vet, no, I'm not naming names. Me and him, we don't talk, but I'm not going to mention his name. In New York, started doing the surgery, but it kind of goes against the vet oath. But then how he brought it up is, well, we crop ears, we crop tails, and I'm like, dang, and it's a big circle.
Yeah, it's a vicious, never-ending circle because there's always things that could come back and be like, well, what about this? What about that?
And I'm against cropping tails. I don't declaw cats.
Yeah.
I don't do anything. Technically, it's hard to neuter and space things, but if you don't neuter and spay, then you get unwanted animals again. It's just a vicious circle.
Could be argued to a point, though, too. If you are a responsible pet owner, your animals, if you get it fixed or not, it's not going to get.
Yeah, you're 100% right. It's just, I mean, a vicious circle. And then I'm here talking this, going, I produce thousands of geckos though. One of the people asked goes, do you know that every single one of your geckos get a home that's forever lived? And I'm like, there's no such thing as any breeder. Don't matter if you produce 100 a year to 200 a year to 1,000 a year, that guarantee them geckos are going to have a home for the rest of their life. Yeah. Well, for a home for the rest of their life till they die, yes, but 20, 30 years, it ain't happening.
Yeah, well, okay, then let's take it back to this then. How many breeds out there have these animals and they breed them, and then once they get to the point where they're not breeding no more, they find them a new home. So they don't have a forever home with the breeder itself in general.
I do that. So 100%. I do the same thing. I'm like, oh, they're not producing enough. I'm not going to keep 600 geckos that aren't breeding, so I put them off as pet geckos. It happens, and we're just color. The reptile world is just a color fiend world, saying what can we create next, and there's nothing wrong with that from my viewpoint. I'm saying is we got to understand who we are. And once we understand who we are, then we can go forward, because we're fighting each other so much. I mean, we're literally fighting each other over different levels of the same thing. This person says, don't do this, but I'm doing this, it's okay. Well, the next person thinks that person wrong, but this person's okay. And it's a vicious circle.
Yeah, it's never ending. It could be very vicious.
So, I mean, and the one thing I told the person, the girl at the end, I was like, I think you're right, because she's a pet owner. She is a breeder. I don't want to say what. I don't want anyone narrowing it down. She breeds a reptile. We'll just say she breeds reptiles.
I think I have who you're talking about.
Yeah. I said, let's be honest. We're parasites. Human beings are parasites. Nature does not need us. If there was a species that went extinct, the world would continue to run. And that would be us. 100%. Let's see. Not a much figure. I see. Let's see.
They're talking amongst themselves.
There also isn't a guarantee that your retired breeder won't get bred either. You're 100% right, Adam. 100%.
Yep.
You're 100% right, and that's something I struggle with, and this is why I said the struggle is real. When I'm out doing photography, and when I'm at a zoo, the story with the bonobo. I don't know if I told the story on this or it was an interview or somewhere, but I took some pictures of a bonobo. And the family of bonobos, if people don't know what them are, they're one of the most intelligent, if not the most intelligent primate in the world. Other than us, we are a primate. So, I know someone's going to say we're not, but whatever. Anyways, the bonobo had the whole family sitting there, but there's one off to the side. Like, this is a huge enclosure off sitting there. None of the bonobos are going around it. The other ones are playing, they're sitting with each other, grooming each other, doing their thing, except for this one. And I took pictures of it. And I sat there and I'm like, is this animal sad because it's not with its family? Is it sad because it was just imported? Was it sad because it was caged? Are the other ones that were born in a cage doesn't know anything else? and this one knew what outside this world was. That's what went through my head. I mean, the thing, you could see the emotion in the animal. And if you need to see emotion, primates are probably the number one animal you can see emotion.
And their mind works different than most animals.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're caged up, they know
Mm-hmm.
they're prisoners, basically.
And that it really got to me, that bonobo. Hey, how you doing, man? What's up? I know
Hey,
Zach. What's up, dude?
how's it going?
Let's see. Aren't they considered in the Stone Age now in the wild due to making the stone tools?
Yes, because they use more than one tool. They use multiple tools.
Yeah, and the bonobos I really started talking to. When I was at the San Diego Zoo, this is where this was at. I started talking to some of the curators that deal with the primates, and let's see what this comment is. I never provide any genetics when I sell pet only. I don't even include the morph except for white and yellow, and that's just for pet only. I do the same thing, but I know my stuff's getting bred. I know they are, because they can look at like the blood stuff. They know tangerine stuff. They're like, oh, that's a blood or that's a tangerine. I only got my M2 stuff in blood, but I was talking to the guy, and there was a 6-year-old gorilla. I took a picture of it, and it's one of the best pictures I have of the primates there. And the guy says the female knows wild. The female knew wild. But that male gorilla will never know the wild, so that's why he's happy. And the female gorilla actually goes through depression. His exact words. He goes, it goes through a depression state. And he goes, that other one won't, because this is what he knows. This is all he knows.
Now, you hear that, right? And then you think to yourself, well, maybe we should put them in captivity. But then if you don't put them in captivity, it could be a slippery slope.
Oh, you're fading away. Did you turn down your volume on your mic? Yeah, you're totally cut out. You like faded. Uh-oh. Nope, don't hear you. Let's mute you and unmute you. We might have to. Uh-oh. We lost him. You like faded out. Yeah, you faded out. All right, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, do what you need to do. He's going to come back. But that bonobo, though, was a really big thing to me, and it really hit me, saying that one didn't want to be with the other ones. And when I talked to the people, the bonobo person was not there, but the gorilla person was. And I really started talking in depth with them, and he said that they go through depression. You don't see that with other animals. Let's see if he's there. Nothing. You are totally out. Uh-oh. Look in your settings. Is there a volume button anywhere? Well, we got technical difficulties. Uh-oh. Yeah. Primates show so much emotion. Their eyes can tell you the stories of sadness. And you're right. Yelling for no reason, Andrew. He's coming back again. But that's where I get it. Now, I did take some pictures of wildlife, and I was out and about, and you don't see that in wildlife. But of course, we don't have primates in North America. But it was something that really touched me when I was out to San Diego Zoo, and I started talking to some of these people. And the other one was the birds. The birds that were born in captivity act different than the ones that were actually caught. And that's a sad truth. I'm sure we see it in big cats, in the bear, and stuff like that, because we're taking these animals that roam great distances, and we can confine them in a box. And again, I love that we have animals, and I can go to the zoo and see them. See if you unplug the cord. See if you unplug the cord. See if he comes back. But that's the problem with it. And so I told this person, and I don't want to mention her name. I said too much already, kind of. But I said, nature don't need us. We could go extinct today, and we would move on. So another person really got upset, and I don't know if they're watching this or not. It said that I'm either with the pet people or against the pet people, and I got to support USARK. Well, one, I support USARK 100%. I send them money monthly, and we don't need to get on how much money I send them. It doesn't matter if I send them thousands of dollars or not. But I send them monthly. I donate to animals to them and stuff like that. But animals to auctions to supply money. But it says I'm with us 100%. I'm just starting to understand where some other people are coming from. Once you understand where other people are coming from, it might be able to, win, if you will, the fight. Have you seen the Brave Wilderness episodes where they went to the Congo with the people who guarded the Silva? No, I did not, but I'm going to watch it now. I will be watching that for sure. Let's see if he's contacted me on here. And I am writing to bring encouragement during these. I don't know what that's all about. He sent me a link, but that's weird. I have no clue what that is, but we'll wait for Andrew to come back and we'll see what's going on. But I haven't seen Brave Wilderness. I'm going to have to watch that. I will watch that now. And this is something that, I mean, a lot of people have been attacking me for because the last episode, and me and my buddy Leonardo, or Leo goes by, I just told him one time, I'm like, we breed animals to put them in a box. And if I was against it, I wouldn't be doing it. And I breed animals to make money. If you breed animals and you go to a show, you sell online, you're going there and you're hoping you either break even or you make a profit. And that's the bottom line. That's what we do this for. Sure, it starts as love. We love these animals. We don't want to see them, hurt, and we don't want to see them dying. But we have to understand that it's not the perfect world that some people are painting because we ignore this other part. If we understand that part and give these animals the best life we can, I'm not against racks. I breed in racks, but I mean, would it be better if I put a leopard gecko in a 75-gallon tank and gave them the best naturalistic? It would be better for that leopard gecko. Would it be better if I put him in a 200-gallon tank? Oh, sure, it's going to be better. No walls is better than walls. And the best way I can take it is we do not understand what these animals are going through, but we do understand if we go to a zoo, it's a different animal than in the wild. And with me doing photography for larger networks and doing some filming for larger networks, I see this. I can go out in the wild today, right now, and go see a pack of wolves. They will act totally different than the wolves that are in the sanctuary in the cage. 100% different. They are different animals, 100%. Now, the pack of wolves that I could follow, they could let me closer to them than they would let other human beings. I might be able to get 100 yards, 50 yards close to, some of the scouts or something like that. Scouts being the ones that go out and look for food and all that good stuff. Packed animals have hierarchies. And you kind of lose that hierarchy when you go into the captivity with the wolves. There'll be an alpha, but they don't need to scavenge for food. You're not seeing the same things going on in their mind that you see in the wild. And I'm seeing that more and more. And I was talking to another person. I don't want to mention their name until they get on here because we will be getting them on here. He's done network TV and stuff. And he said the same thing to me. We had a long conversation about it. And he said, you might not see it in reptiles as much, but an alligator would act different in your caiman species and, crocodilians in general would act different. And the other types of gecko species that are socialized and stuff like that, and how they act, because geckos were like, let's take leopard geckos. They're sort of a cave gecko. They're underground and they're squeezing under rocks and they're getting in the tightest spots possible. And we're giving them this big, gigantic cage with leaves and branches and this and that. Of course, there's no predators, so they're just going to be like, oh, I never die. There's nothing to be scared of anymore. That's one of the reasons they wouldn't live in the wild. I'm restarting everything. He's restarting everything. So that's what I really struggle with. Let's see what we got going on. Well, it's like the roundtable. It was good till people started to voice some of these issues and kind of gang up on another one of us. Not necessarily malicious, but once it started, others hopped on it. And I'm seeing that. I agree. But it got reeled in because we talk like adults, but it's so hard. And that's what I'm saying is, as adults, we got to start understanding that as an animal person. Even my dream is to open a zoo. I don't keep it. I want to open a zoo that's free for everybody. I want it to be. We got you might hear my granddaughter crying because she probably has to go to bed. So, anyways, I want to have a zoo. I want it to be free for everybody. I want to educate people about this on the wildlife level. I don't want to educate them on saying, hey, this is why you should have a tiger, or this is why you should have a Burmese python. Even though I am all for that. I love that. I love that we could do, you could go get a ball python and keep it in your house and do that educational thing. But I want to have a zoo that's free for everybody. You can come in and just see the animals for what they are and build these awesome enclosures in a box the best way I can to show them off. So I'm not against things. And I think people took it wrong when I said that we do this for our pleasure, and they didn't understand it. They thought I was against it. I'm not. Because I'm still going to breed leopard geckos. I still own Owner Exotics. I'm still going to produce thousands. So I'm ramping it up. So, yeah, that's been tough. Let's see if he gets back on here. Let's see what else. I had some the therapy pets. We were talking about dogs being in therapy and how they're trained. And they can't have fun like other dogs. Do the dogs enjoy that? And that's what she was saying to me. Do the dogs enjoy just being a servant? And there's a therapy dogs that come to Rothschild. I think it's Rothschild's expo. And these dogs are well trained. The ones had goggles on, like goggles on their head. I was like, that's the most well trained dog I've ever seen in my life. That's amazing. But I thought maybe we were getting it back. But is that dog having fun? And my exact words is, I just want to play with that puppy. That's what I want to do. I want to play with that puppy. And they said, we'll come to the park afterwards. And it's like downtime for them. They do get playtime. And I was like, oh, that makes me feel good. I thought it was this all the time where you couldn't touch them. And look who we got. Do we got you back? I don't hear nothing. Nope. Uh-oh, his mic's out. Did you unplug it and plug it back in? Oh, I was going to say on both sides. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. I don't know what's going on. Did you go into the settings and make sure? Let's see. And go to audio and make sure it's on that microphone.
How about now?
Perfect. There we go. I don't know what happened.
But I can't hear you.
You can't hear me now? Go what? I love it. They can hear you. Can you guys hear both of us?
I got it. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, perfect.
I switched out I had to switch out the microphone and everything. I don't know what was going on.
You should look into getting an MXL 990. It's a good mic.
Let me write that down. Hold on.
It's not expensive either. But the thing is I talk loud. So literally the mic is really far. Because if I get up on the mic like this, you guys are going to hear me really deep. And I can do it. So I put it like off to the side over here.
I don't understand why that would do that. It's a brand new mic and it was working good and it just stopped.
I get up. Adam can hear us both. And I think therapy dogs are much more happy than pets because they are getting to work, whereas pets have to lay around all day without much to do and have a lot of neurotic behaviors. I agree with you. I agree with you there 100%, because I talked to this one girl that was there and she was like, yeah, we take them out for playtime. And if you come out, you can throw a Frisbee, have fun. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. But I always respect therapy dogs and work dogs, so I don't touch them when I see them. And but I always want to.
Okay. Getting back to what I was saying.
Yes, get back. Yes, go with it. Okay.
You were talking about, they were talking about the gorilla. Was it a gorilla or a bonobo?
Bonobo. I was on the gorilla.
Okay.
Showing emotion.
Yeah. Okay. Now, you say that the guy was telling you that she goes through depression where the other one's happy because he's never been out in the wild. But now you get a cow. Take a cow, for instance, that's been out in a farm, in a pen forever. Okay?
Yep.
In a small little pen. Never seen anything else. But the minute a person gets that cow and releases it into a wild field, a big field, the cow actually dances and jumps around and plays. So even though they're not out in the wild, they do know the difference, I think.
Yep, I think they do. The reason I brought up primates too is because you can see that emotion. You can. I wonder if I can find the bonobo, just to show the people here today. It means a lot to me. My photography, I try to make it speak, but a lot of times, let's see, your photos. I can find that bonobo.
That's a good picture of the bonobo. I've seen it.
Yeah, it's. I just was talking about it with someone else. I don't want to mention names because I want to here's a bonobo. This is a bonobo here. That was one of the happy ones. This animal here, and for anyone that asks, I did take these pictures. These are 100% mine. This animal here actually had 2 other animals around grooming him, and I actually had to position the camera just right so I didn't get the other ones grooming him for one shot. I wanted a shot with just him, and he looked at me. It was amazing. It was perfect. He was looking right at me. He knew what I was doing. Let's see. You're going to see other pictures. Like this here is a bear. Not a lot of emotion in it.
Is that a sun bear?
Yeah, it's a sun bear. Yep. They had 2 there. This one was out on top of a tree that was about 8 to 10 feet high. And he was at the tallest tree in this thing, and he was sitting there. It's an amazing little bear.
Did I miss anything? What was that? What did I miss while I was gone there for that?
We were just kind of talking about my way, what I was thinking about, and how I, basically we got on some therapy dogs and stuff like that.
I
don't the bonobo.
If I ever seen a therapy dog, I would never touch it either. When I do see them, even out. Now, does this one look happy to you, or is this one look?
This is the one that was by itself. None of the other ones went near it. It sat there like a statue, just like that the whole time.
Now, you can even look at it and see it looks like depressed. But look, you compare it to the other bonobo, it looks like this one has less hair, like he's been stressed and maybe something. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just a different animal. Here, this one's not such a good pick. This was about at 200 yards with a 500 millimeter, and then I cropped in. These animals here had a bigger enclosure than some of the other primates. These animals here. And they're small.
Is that because of how
active
they are? That's what I was going to ask.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Here's a cool picture. It's a polar bear eating a carrot in the sun. That's kind of different. Yeah. But that's. I don't think I have any more.
Did you know a polar bear's hair is not white?
I didn't know that. It's like yellow, is it?
It's hollow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and that's what makes it look white. It's hollow, and they're like little straws, and what it does is it gathers heat from around the air, pulls it into its body.
There's that female gorilla. I did this one in black and white because it, and I even posted it. I said, this is the description. As primates are known to show emotional and facial expression, I cannot help but see this female gorilla sitting by herself. She is eating an orange a little earlier before this picture was taken. Her son was very energetic. I know her son was born in captivity. I could not get an answer if the female was or if she is from the wild. He just said that she knows the wild. He didn't know where she came from. So I don't know if it was shipped over from Africa, wherever they're from, the Congo. They were in captivity, but she doesn't look happy. I noticed that when they're traveling and taking photos, the animals born in captivity are different and look and act than they are the ones pulled from the wild. So even back then, I was even talking about it.
Now, how do you feel about that? The gorilla from the Cleveland Zoo, was it that they had to kill because he grabbed the kid that fell in there?
That there, honestly, we put animals in captivity, but when it comes to a human life or animal's life, it's always going to be the animal dying.
Do you think that gorilla was going to hurt the kid, or do you think he was trying to help the kid? He kept the other gorillas away at first.
Yeah, I don't know enough about gorillas to speak on it, other than I know that primates are rough on their own young, but it doesn't hurt them. If he would have pulled that young and pulled him like a gorilla, and that boy would have hit his head on a brick wall or the cement, it could have killed him.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know enough about. He might have had all the intent to protect that boy. I'm not totally sure. This is the 6-year-old male. And I got a few of him. He was a poser. This one was actually taken through glass. If you look down at the bottom right, you can see the reflection in the glass.
Yeah.
But I got that picture. That was a really good picture of him. These are wolves in captivity. Them are wolves. That wolf was actually coming to see me.
That's pretty cool, though.
You can see the fencing in the back. Let's see.
Did you try to zoom in to try to get rid of the fencing, or did you try to fade the fencing out?
I tried to fade it out. I tried to focus just right. That's why she's not in focus in the back. This is a male coming towards me. That was the male. Let's see if I can show some. Like this squirrel. Here's something else. This squirrel wasn't afraid of us at all. That squirrel was like following my granddaughter. Loved my granddaughter. It wasn't afraid of nobody. Here's a grizzly bear. The grizzly bear enclosure was small, just like the sun bears, and there was 3 grizzly bears in there.
Yeah, no, that's not right for that. Now, see, I do have zoos. I'm not saying anything bad about zoos because I like zoos, but I think they do things wrong sometimes. I think they do a lot of things wrong.
I think they do things to get. It's that thing where the people love animals. We all love them. But at the same time, it's a profitability thing that we have to feed them. We have to take care of them. We got to make a profit. We got to do this. And sometimes that overshadows what's best for the animal. That 6-year-old male again. That was a good picture. This here, if people don't know what this is a picture by me. And I will take you to another picture, and I will ask you, how do you feel about that? You know, what
they're highly intelligent animals.
These are very highly intelligent animals. They're very dangerous animals. The SeaWorld is not allowed in the water with them anymore because there have been so many deaths. If you haven't watched Blackfish, I think it's called Blackfish, I recommend watching it. But at the same time, I really enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed being around these animals because, you know what I'm saying? Now I want to go see them in the wild now. I took photos, and it was hard for me to post these because I know my reptile friends are going to be like, "You're SeaWorld. Why are you going to SeaWorld? They're hurting these animals." My question is, what's the difference between caging this animal and the other animal?
Yeah, like the one you got in your basement or something. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I see that. You're right.
And and I took this. Do you know why I took this? See the scrapes?
Yeah,
on the back. That was from the other animal, the other orcas.
Now, here's what I got to say though. Okay, some reptiles, like I'm not saying geckos, are not intelligent, but they're really far down on the rung when it comes to like a croc monitor or something, or a cobra, or even a retic. A croc monitor will sit there and monitor you and watch what you're doing.
Oh, very much so.
And they will figure out. I'm trying to think of who it is. The gentleman who has all these, he built this big room and he has all these cages in there. And the cages, he had to put locks on the doors because they figured out how to open the doors because they watched him enough to get out. Now that's a sign of highly intelligence compared to a leopard gecko or a ball python. I'm not picking on them in general because I have, the animals, but you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get it. I mean, that's where I struggle with. I'm like, if I say this lion can't be in captivity, what makes me say I can keep the croc monitor? What says I can keep a gecko?
Maybe they should do zoos differently to where they're more free range animals, where they take you driving through the park and you can't get up closer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And like this animal here, this animal's at what's called the New Zoo. It's just called it's like Northeast Wisconsin Zoo. So it's called New Zoo. This lion here it's right next to the glass. It doesn't care that we're there.
It'll be okay because it got cold.
It stopped working. So I had to get my old one out.
But yeah, this animal here in the cage, it has 2 females and a male lion. The cage is sort of big, but it's very, very basic. And then when it comes to like their alligator enclosure, it's very small. They have an albino alligator. It doesn't get outside.
He got tired of listening to your voice.
Oh God, she's cruel. Did you hear?
Yes.
The microphone got tired of listening.
He got tired.
This ain't enough with his dumb ass. I'm quitting.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying. Now you got like a tiny little cage for an alligator, and it needs a much bigger enclosure than what
Yeah,
they could
like
probably
I
provide
mean,
for it.
I show stuff like this eagle. This eagle is in with a bunch of other birds, and now there is a reason why the eagle's there. The only way zoos can keep eagles if they cannot be released in the wild again. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to this eagle.
Leo's in here, the guy who started the whole thing.
Oh, there, yeah, Leo, what's up, dude? Let's see what the Firebolt. My Firebolt is always watching me. I can see leopard geckos thinking things out too. Yeah, I'm telling you, they can.
I know. I'm not saying they're not like that because they do. I know my my tangerine blood male. He waits for me to open the cage so he can jump out. He doesn't do it all the time. Then he waits a couple times until I'm like got my guard down, and he takes a run for it every single time.
Then you got this. This is my daughter when she is about 3. Looking at leopard geckos that I took out, and I took out the incubator. I was going to go put in cages. She was fascinated. She was fascinated by them. This was back in 2012. This picture, maybe 2012, 2013. So that's where I get caught up. I'm like, what's going on? Like these two pictures. This is an old picture. It could be with my cell phone. These two pictures are at Toledo Zoo.
So let me ask you this now that we're talking about this whole subject. Would you ever change anything you do? If you can go back in time, would you change it? Would you say, no, I'm not doing that now?
And now this might upset people. If I could go back and I knew what I knew today, I think I would just do my photography and wildlife filming. I would do nothing with breeding animals. Geckos in 6-quart tubs as adult. In 2011, they still he remembers the conversation. And that's what I'm saying is it's really tough for me, and people think, and the hate messages, I replied to almost everybody, the ones that supported me and understood, and the ones that, guys, I'm not against owning pets. I'm not. I'm all for it. I donate to US ARC. I think we should be able to own pets. I just don't know who's the one that draws the line that says, I had someone ask me, what is a good size? This happened at the last show. What's a good size for an adult leopard gecko? What's a cage? I said a 20 long. I had a lady yell and go, they need a 55. Okay. Would a 55 be better? Yes, but I wouldn't put in, me personally, my line is 20 long. A 20 long is the smallest I would put an adult male in, or adult female at that. And I just was like, where's this line for everybody? I don't want to breed lemon frost. That's my line,
But there gets to be a point to where the cage is too big and the animal gets stressed out.
Are you ready for my combat on that?
What?
There's no walls in the world.
There's no walls in the wild, but they live also in tiny little crevices and rocks.
So if you do it, offer it.
Yeah, but then they're always worried about running, not getting food because they're worried they're on the menu.
They don't know what that glass is. If you put them in a glass tank, how many times have you ever seen a gecko, a snake rub? They don't know what glass is.
No.
They're like, what the hell is this? I can see through it and I can't get through it. I had to tell kids that all the time because if my geckos sit there and do this to the side of their cup, I'm like, they don't understand that.
They're like, is there something? What's that going on here?
Do you know why I think front opening cages are better? You're not coming in from the top to grab the animal.
Yeah, and they think, I often think that my leopard geckos, I find if I open up the tub and put my hand down and they walk over to it, it's easier to pick them up. But if I reach in from the top and grab, they panic and they're going to be somebody's dinner.
It's just I mean, I literally, I deal with this daily.
You can't. Fish are intelligent too.
The fish, that's another one.
Fish
That-
are extremely intelligent because they can recognize people. Because when I had all the discus down there, certain people walk in a room and they stayed in the back. If I walked in, they came right up to the front.
There's a rhino. Them are rare.
Yep.
That's at the Toledo Zoo, and rhinos are like cows. They're really. Now you guys see my bloodiness.
Yeah.
This is a really bad picture. Don't take this picture for one of my best. This was real early in my life when I started taking pictures. Bats. I was told by a zookeeper later in life that bats are one of the worst animals to keep in captivity because they don't sit in their cave or their box. They get out and they fly just like a bird.
Yep.
They go out and they fly and they
Mhm.
come back. I was like, wow. Front opening cages, I'm telling you, for non-people not using racks. And that's where I think racks really, from the top opening cages, racks work out. I have so much wildlife pictures. That's a small picture. That's Don Hamper.
Uh-huh.
Don Hamper, let's see. If I got anything else that's this, what is this? Oh, there's some frogs and toads that I found in the wild somewhere. Probably was that's Eddie Zoo.
Frank, how you doing, Frank?
Frank Tank.
Now, with discus fish, if you have a room of discus fish,
Yeah.
and they can recognize colors too. Like if you wear a green shirt all the time, it'll recognize if you have that green shirt on, and then it helps them recognize you because they will recognize you also.
That's cool. I like that. Now you guys gonna hear my cat. I got pets, guys. Now we're getting into old stuff, like really old stuff. That's at Toledo Zoo. I get special treatment at Toledo Zoo, guys. I get special treatment. I can get in the closures and stuff. Let's see. I used to sell video games, just to let you guys know.
Yeah.
You start to see updated.
I'm looking for a regular NES.
I have like 12 of them. How many you want?
I bought one once online, and it didn't work when I got it.
Oh, they're so easy to fix, though, dude. I mean, I have parts for them and everything. Like, I might even have something close. No, I don't. I got like 5 computers over here. Yeah, NESs are like dime a dozen.
Now, I was thinking that too with my crested geckos. I would like to get glass enclosures for them all.
Glass enclosure would be fun. All our adults are in PVC enclosures. Front opening is a huge plus for sure. See, leopard geckos, let's be honest. There's no way I could go into national enclosures and produce what I do.
No.
It wouldn't happen. The space alone would financially, kill me. Should I go lower and produce 400? Guys, 400 wouldn't even come close to producing enough for what I do. And financially, it wouldn't be worth it for me, so I shouldn't breed at all. Although,
producing less animals and more people producing less animals might increase the value of the animal.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And someone's going to say, well, there's people that do 200 and 400 animals and do just fine. You're 100% right. And there's like 10 of us that produce what I do. And if we don't have that, someone's going to replace us anyway. It's such a hard thing. Let's see. It's hard because we have scientific minds and we want to catch bugs in jars and observe them, or buy reptiles and try to get them to thrive. I suppose it's the dilemma of wanting to know animals from all across the world, but not always being able to see them in their natural habitat. But then again, there's a space issue. So we try to meet in the middle. And you're right. I think Leo's like dead on. And that's my thing is I'm not against it. I'm just starting to understand it. I'm starting to see things like this. I'm starting to see stuff like this. And I mean, could I go to the zoo and see that? But I'm telling you, it's totally different in the wild.
Mm-hmm. I was just gonna say it's nothing like it in the wild. So Leo, where's your line at? Do you have a line? Like where do you draw your line at?
If we wanted to breed on that scale, the enclosures would definitely not be economical. We enjoy being small, and this is family, so they're pets first. See, and that's awesome. That's awesome. And people, do you know the one thing I do really hate is when people sit there and say, "You breed in racks because it's cheaper." Does anyone know what racks cost?
Yeah.
Does anyone know the thermostats that it takes, the
Yeah.
heat tape that it takes, the electricity it takes? I mean, they're not cheap.
I could build enclosures cheaper than I can get racks for,
Yeah.
and
So-
front opening enclosures. So it's not has nothing to do with that.
Yeah, so it's not the cost really. It's just, I mean, my problem is like I talked to Leo about it. It's just we do this, and some of us act bigger than others and saying, "Well, I don't do it this way, so you are worse than me." And I've caught myself doing this.
Well, then, how about the guy who's been doing it in racks and wakes up one day and is like, you know what, we're doing this wrong. We need to switch over to these racks, or these
Rock on.
cages. But
I
then they
don't
try to make it look bad for the people that still use the
Yeah,
racks. So
I don't think we've perfected keeping animals in captivity, and
Not
anyone
even
that says
close.
we have, they're
what a joke.
what a joke for what?
I'm just reading Adam's stuff there.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it's one of them things that, I mean, I literally struggle with this, and I'm not going to ever stop reading animals. I probably won't.
No,
Um,
same here.
It's just, this is where I'm at, and like I said, it was my photography that started my mind thinking, and I think Leo hit it where we want to keep everything we do. We want to keep everything, and I do.
Yeah.
We got ball pythons and ARS racks. They are definitely not cheap. They're always home build racks, all sorts. Well, wood got up there for a while. Wood got up there for a while.
Yeah, it was cheaper to buy a metal rack than it was to buy a piece of wood.
And I mean, then the people that want to go to reptile expos, do you know the stress on the animals for me to pack them up, take them to a reptile expo to sell 30, 40 animals, bring them back, then get them set up, then take them back out. And this is their life until they find a home. And so our expo's ethical. I mean, it's a circle.
It's a vicious circle, like I said. It's just nonstop, man.
And
it's like the person that breeds dogs too. Same thing. Is it ethical to breed a bunch of dogs in one place?
And this is what I'm saying. And I'm not against it. I'm not. What I wish is my dream would be is everyone that got an animal could afford that animal and they took care of it. And they took care of it the best way they could. I know someone
doing stupid things.
Yeah, I mean, I know someone that has 50 animals and take darn good care of their animals. Then I know someone that has 2 and doesn't do nothing.
Yep.
For their animals. And then I know someone that has thousands of geckos and they take care of them. Then I know someone that's got 400 geckos and don't take care of them. I mean, there's times that I miss something and something goes bad. It happens. And at that time, am I too big for what I'm doing? Am I causing more of a problem?
And that's where people would jump on you. Well, maybe you're too big. Maybe you shouldn't do that many. Or, that's how they get. It's how people get.
And it'd be like 1 week. I can't get every rack done, so I'm going to let the adult rack go this week and hit them first next week. It could be something simple as that. But at the same time, them animals aren't getting the care that they're, I guess, used to. I mean, who said that feeding a leopard gecko every other day or once a week, whatever, 25 mealworms a week is perfect? Who came up with this?
Yeah, they may not even eat that many in the wild. You don't know.
I mean, the leopard geckos aren't even close to the size they were when they were imported.
No. Oh, my question to you, Leo, is where's your line? Do you have a specific line where you're like, I can't go beyond that point with the animals I keep and stuff? Like, is there this place where you say it's unethical for you to do it?
That's a good question. I can show some more stuff like this here. I'll show you guys a picture. well, they're going to be small because they were back in the day. These pictures here are pure Sonoran boas. Pure Sonoran boas back in this time, this was 2012, were not common.
No.
They were not common at all. These are 100% pure Sonoran locality boas.
They're so beautiful.
And so this wouldn't happen if we didn't have captive breeding. Then we could say crested geckos. Crested geckos would not be a thing. So I
also, a lot of animals would be extinct in the wild if it wasn't for humans breeding them in captivity.
You're 100%.
Now, you look at the tuatara, right? It's now on a rebound.
Thank you.
Because they've been working hard at it over there in New Zealand. I think the population is like 100,000 now, where it never used to be. It was way down, almost extinct. But then you look at some of the other animals that were extinct. There are geckos in the world from New Caledonia that are completely extinct. You know, there was a gecko bigger than the biggest gecko we have now that became extinct not that long ago.
Yep.
And they didn't breed it in captivity. If they would have let people have it breed in captivity, it might have survived.
That's just where I sit. Like, us as humans caused the problem, and then we should fix it. And we got to keep them in a box to fix it. And I just go around in circles. Like, there's times, guys, I've written articles, and I just don't like them at the end of the day, and I don't publish them.
Frank, I'd have to look it up, but there is a gecko that came from New Caledonia that they have taxidermied that is extinct now, and it's a lot bigger than Leachianus. I mean, a lot bigger than Leachianus. And that was only the early 1900s that it became extinct. It's like the dodo birds. I mean, they're extinct now, but we could have, and that's only because the pirates stopping at the island and eating them.
There's a lot of animals like that. There's cats and there's primates, and there's primates probably extinct.
Oh,
that we don't know about. So I mean, that's where everyone sits there and thinks. I guarantee I'm going to get hate mail and say I'm against it. I'm not. I'm going to breed leopard geckos. I think it's fine. I think we're going to do fine. I think there's nothing that can change what I'm feeling. It's just, when I see something, I know it's going to be green, and you're going to see when I see something like this, and it's a family, you know, the 3 cubs and a grizzly, I would rather see that in nature at 250 yards than see it in a cage. And that's me. But some people won't be able to see that. So someone told me, I don't know where it was, but it might have been you. It might have been you, Andy. It might have been. Said that with the digital world, we can almost see anything we want at any time.
Yeah, I did tell you that we can. I just, Frank, I just sent the link to Gary if he wants to pop it up and look at it. It's the gecko I'm talking about.
Let's see what we got. There we go. It's got. Oh, this is a. Is it going to show the picture? It's a model of it.
No, but I got a picture of one that's stuffed. I'll send you that picture too, and it's actually stuffed. I'm going to send it to you, Gary, also.
All right.
Oh, wait.
That's my nephew.
Uh-huh.
So you guys can see my nephew. Well, kind of. I used to do
there it is, Gary. It should have came to you by now. At least you should get it any second.
There we go. There it is. Let me take off our branding. There we go. Let's see if we can get just a picture. Let's go that. There we go. Let me go here, and we can just take all this. So it looks like it's got some teeth to it too.
Yeah.
Wow. And what's cool is this type of stuff. I don't know. It's just stuff that I get interest. Now I'm going to read up on that. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am a huge wildlife person. I don't know. I struggle with this daily. Like, I go into Gecko Room, I'm in heaven. I love it. I'm like, oh, what am I going to make this year? What am I going to do this year? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then I come out and I'll look through my photography, the stuff. I mean, I probably got 50,000 photos I got to edit. And I'm like, oh, wow, look at that. Look at this. Look at that. And I'm like, wow, it's in the wild, or, this was happening. Or I look at filming I've done and the clips I've done. And I'm like, that wolf is doing that. You don't see that in captivity. And then I'll struggle with that side. And then I'll go to a zoo and I'll see something totally different. And I'm like, well, why is it doing that? And I beat myself up over this all the time. And I don't know exactly what to do about it other than that's why I decided to talk about it. And if you guys want to talk about it, I think, just send a, email to Gary@faunaradio.com and maybe we'll read emails. We'll do an email segment on the show every week. I think that as long as I could keep an animal and know that it's thriving, I wouldn't feel like I am being unethical. I know tubs aren't a natural habitat, but after 40 generations, I think leopard geckos do thrive in them. I think that I have a pretty good personal gauge on looking at an animal and to decide whether or not I have the space for it and if I can provide proper care for it. I do understand that the care evolves and people did some unorthodox things for us to have the animals we have, and that's true. That's true. I'm at the point too where, like, to give you an example, if everyone doesn't know, I lost Memphis. I had him for a year and he started seizuring like before a show, before a reptile expo. I hand fed him every day. Like every day I hand fed this animal. And when I went in there the Friday before I was leaving for a reptile expo, he was twisting his head like Nero like disorder, like twisting his head, but he was still eating. And I'm like, all right, cool. What's going on? And I came home and that Monday I woke up and he was gone. I took care of that animal the best way I knew how. But anyways, 2 months later, a gentleman was at a Janesville show and had a 3-footer, 28-inch one, huge caiman lizard, and wanted to sell it to me. And the price was dirt cheap. And the ethical thing was not to buy it because I literally have not torn down his enclosure yet. And I can't put an animal in his enclosure without knowing what was wrong with him, if it was contagious or something was there. I turned down that caiman lizard at that great price because if I would have just took it home, that's the only enclosure I would have had for it. And what if something would have happened and it would have died? So I had to think of that. It's hard, especially going to zoos and seeing animals that are for sure not cared for well enough. It makes me think about what we do a little. It's not natural, but we do try the hardest to accommodate them.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to step out for a second. Becky needed me really bad.
And I won't be able to hold myself together if I witness something like that occurring with me and see something like that. It's so painful. Yeah, Memphis, it tore me up. Memphis, it was wild caught, Leo. There is no captive bred. No one's captive bred. I think it's happened twice, and it was both by mistake. Captive bred caiman lizards are not a thing. I believe Memphis came from like Peru. Let me take care of that real quick for you. But there he is. He's back. He's back. Okay. But
yeah, Becky got sick for a minute, so I had to take care of it. Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, Memphis was wild caught. I had him for about a year. I have friends that they just started getting imported again. Like a group of them got imported. So everyone in Florida area had caiman lizards again. And I just can't bring one in with me not knowing what happened to Memphis. And I had the work done on him, and there's no rhyme or reason why he died. None. So I am like, I tore up about it. Like, that was my boy. That was my buddy.
Now, down in South America somewhere, there is a zoo that breeds them. But I don't know, how many they produce.
They're considered farm raised from the Peru area. There's a farm on Peru, but I mean, a farm raised down in like Peru and stuff like that is just oh, I own this land and there's baby alligator lizards, so I'm going to catch them. Or
No,
I mean,
I've
caiman lizards.
but I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it's actual like a cage that they keep them in.
So
But
I
it's
mean,
like outdoors though.
yeah, I want to get another one. I do. I want to get a pair, but I don't think the time's right.
Mhm.
That lizard was like my boy. Now my alligator lizards, they're doing great. I love them. Can't hold them like Memphis. I like my alligator lizards. That's another thing I thought about doing is start breeding rare species that are hard to breed. You know, like they're difficult, and maybe offering captive bred ones instead of wild caught ones. But then I'm in the same boat and I'm producing animals again. You know, I don't know.
It makes you wonder though if it had something to do with the snails that he was eating because you had to feed him snails, right?
Yep, he wouldn't eat. I fed him from a market, but he didn't like them as much as cano snails. Cano snails, like from Zoomed, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
I fed him them all the time. I just started saying I don't care. He would eat like $30 worth of those a week. I know. I didn't care. He's my boy. He didn't like shrimp. I tried to give him shrimp. I would take snail and wrap a pinky in it, and he would spit the pinky out. I was like, okay. But, and let's see, wild caught animals can be odd because sometimes they just don't work out, even though we give them all the care we give. But these are the first steps towards captive bred examples. And you're right. The more captive bred animals we have, the less wild caught there will be. I actually have a friend. I don't even know if she has it anymore. The husband, wife. When I bought Memphis, he got lost, of course, in Memphis, Tennessee. And there was another one at the same place I bought mine. I sent my friends there to buy it. And they held off on sending it because we lost Memphis. And once I found Memphis, they bought the other one, and we thought it was a female. And I was going to raise them up together, and we were going to try to breed them. I haven't heard anything about theirs. I forget what they named it. Yeah, Memphis. I have film of Memphis, and that's what it hurts because I film a lot, but I don't have time to edit it. And now when I'm starting to go through my edited film, I don't want to post it because I don't have them anymore.
Now here's the question: do they die easy in captivity? Have you heard a lot of people losing them in captivity? Have you heard of anybody else having the same kind of? Because you said it was like a neurological thing. Have you seen anyone else have that same issue?
There was another person at the last show I was at that had one die at the same time Memphis did and got imported at the same time.
You wonder if it was
identical.
Something came in contact with on the way here, like a chemical or something.
Now they are hard to keep. They're not like they look like a tegu with upright scales, but they're harder to keep because they take a little warmer temp and they need huge heated water, like deep, huge. So people that aren't giving that, they kind of do this double shed thing where if they don't have enough moisture, they'll shed once and it don't come off. They'll shed again. And it's like a thick skin. It's really weird. Memphis did it once, and I didn't understand why he did it. But he was burrowing is because I didn't have him hot enough. So he burrowed instead of sitting up. And I had him like at 104. I put him at 115, 120, and boom, he stopped doing it. It was fine.
Yes, that's crazy.
Someone lost. I lost my wild caught rhino vipers after 4 months of having them, and they were feeding regularly. Super sucks, but when that roll of dice with wild caught. I had some wild caught venomous that my boom slings were wild caught. They live forever though. My boom slings, they live forever. Mangroves were another big one. Mangroves used to be one of them ones that you could import hundreds of them for $20 a piece, but they would never eat. Now you can buy them captive bred. They eat mice.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Now, on the other hand, you got stuff that's born in captivity, but it's so much bred in captivity that they have issues to begin with too, and you don't even know. Like one day you could wake up and your animal will be dead, and it's just because it had a genetic flaw that you never knew it had.
Yep,
like a heart condition or something, you know.
Leopard geckos have that, and then leaf-tailed geckos. That's another one where should leaf-tails? Leaf-tails are awesome, but like, should the satanics and stuff like that be kept in captivity? Because literally, you look at them funny, they die.
Well, you know, Dion from Reptilialis, or is that
my
what
cat?
Yeah, he had all those leaf-tailed geckos. He was producing them, and he went away for a weekend and come back, and a bunch of them were dead. And he got rid of them. He said he couldn't take the upset of that happening anymore. He had to.
Kiki. I'm gonna see if I can get my cat over here.
Yeah.
We'll see if she wants to look. She might not. She's shy. Kiki. No, she's not coming nowhere. She's like, screw you guys. But she usually sits on my feet. Satanic are absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, satanics are amazing. But that's another thing. Like, I mean, if the animals aren't living in captivity good, why do we keep trying? But we keep trying because we want to keep them animals. Like, let's just take it. Big cats. Big cats do not do well in captivity.
No.
Don't even think of Tiger King. Just big cats don't do well in captivity. They go nuts.
It's like their mind drives them crazy because your house cat gets crazy in your house sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, my cat goes nuts all the time. And that's what I'm saying is there's some animals that just don't do well in captivity, like alligators and crocodilians. How long do we keep them on concrete padded pools? They would get sores on the bottom of their feet.
People still do that. Yeah,
so they get sores. And then if you go to the Australian Zoo, they're natural ponds. So I don't know. It's just I find I can argue why we should keep them, and I can argue why we shouldn't keep them. And people get mad at me. Like, I'm just like, at the same time, like, what's the difference between a 20 and a 55-gallon tank? If it has enough space.
Actually, a 20 long and a 50-gallon, there isn't much difference in the floor size.
Yeah, well, yeah, I tell the people, like, if you're going to keep an animal, it's in a 20-gallon. If it's eating and growing, who cares? But then they start getting into technicalities. I like, okay, here's one that's going to blow everyone away. I don't keep water dishes in my leopard geckos.
Do you keep them in your crested geckos?
Yes, crested geckos get them because they'll drink from them more. But my leopard geckos, I do not want them pooping in it and then drinking it. In the wild, they got more clean water. They're not pooping in it. There's natural filtration. We put a stagnant bowl, so I'll mist them down.
Here's a question for you then. They have witnessed almost a ton of lizards and reptiles soaking, and they can drink through their cloaca, rehydrate through their cloaca.
I didn't know that. That's news to me. That's cool.
Yes.
But see, that's what I'm saying. That I don't want the animal pooping in their water and then drinking that water. And or leopard geckos lay their eggs in their water. So I found if I keep them in clean tubs and I mist them down, and leopard geckos poop in the same area 90% of the time.
Always poop in one corner.
And my biggest thing is this. Everyone goes, well, how's that work for you? I don't know. I produce thousands of them. Look at them. They're right in front of you. You guys say I have the best geckos at the show. What do you see? So that's my argument. I'm like, the geckos are perfect. Let's see. There's also the tough part about the fact that there are too many sulcatas and other big animals out there easily accessible. I don't want to restrict anyone from having anything, but green iguanas used to end up in the tight enclosures all the time. That's another thing. I sold sulcatas 4 years ago. I'm not joking. I sold sulcatas. I'm going to tell you how I did. I have a friend in Arizona. He produces hundreds. Hundreds. And call him up. I want 50 of them. Okay, Gary. I got it for $13 a piece. I took them to the show and I was going to sell them for $60, but then I seen friends of mine selling for $120. And I'm like, well, I don't want to piss them off. So I put them at $100. Sold them all. I have a sulcata upstairs right now on the second floor. The thing's like this. The thing is already too big, and it was a rescue. So I'm like, I don't want to add to that.
No, I think your little red-footed tortoise wants to get over and
all the time. He's stupid. He wants to get over there, and then the sulcata will beat the hell out of him.
I was gonna say that wouldn't even be funny, but damn.
And he knows it. He gets over there. The sulcata.
Are they both male or?
No, one's a female, one's a male.
Maybe
He wants the Redfoot wants to get over there because I think he's the male. And he smells her, but she's like, "Oh, you're a little," and pushes him around.
Yeah.
And
You'll have a heart attack. You wake up and there's a bunch of eggs in there. And there's some mixture
well,
of Redfoot.
that would be weird. I took Mimsy to the last show. She'll never go to a reptile show again or be an educate. She does not like people.
No, Mimsy's the big one, right? Cicada?
Yeah, she
Yes.
she loves my wife, but she does not like people. She didn't like people touching her. But now if I take Groot, which I believe is a wild caught Redfoot, he'll let kids touch his head. He'll put it out and lay his head on their hand. He loves it. He loves attention.
See, now you talk about Mimsy there having a attitude towards people, but he likes your wife. But I've watched your wife's videos. She has a way with animals that's just unbelievable. Like, and your daughter too with the
Sugar gliders.
sugar gliders. I mean, it's just amazing. But I love it when your wife's down there talking to Mimsy. Groot, you're gonna get beat up. You go, and he's always trying to
Mimsy
get over
will
there.
tear that, and it's funny about it. And we got Mimsy when she was 6, and she was this big, and that's not normal for a sulcata. And
No.
if the person giving this to us is watching this, we're not putting you down, but it wasn't. We fed it. We've had it for what, two and a half years. Huge. Just she's taken off.
My
But
sister had two giant sulcata, big ones, and but she got them when they were like this, about that big.
I want to get an Aldabra.
She got it from. I have a cousin in. It's like a third cousin. It's my mom's first cousin or whatever. Who lives in Arizona, is a big tortoise breeder. Got this big, huge tortoise farm, and my sister went out there and got 2 of them and raised them up. And one came up missing one day because it
Geez.
walked right through the fence. She lived in Arizona, walked right through the fence. And about 6 months to a year later, she had her one out front, and a guy driving down the street slammed on his brakes. He got out. He goes, "Oh, you got one of these? What kind of tortoise is that?" And she's telling him. He goes, "I got one like that. It come walking in my yard about a year ago, and it was her turtle." And he brought it back and gave it to her back. Yeah,
Sulcatas are insane. I want an Aldabra when we get our place. Galapagos.
Bob Clark has them.
Yep. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but that's what I want, and that's my dream. I want a zoo. And I figured it doesn't have to be, the best animals in the world. They could be anything just to educate people, and that's what I want. I've talked to a few. I've talked to Terry. I've talked to Rob. I've talked to Jim. I've talked to these people, and I said, of course, Terry is the curator of the zoo, and they charge to get in. Rob Carmichael has a zoo and it's free. You just go.
Mhm.
And then Jim, I don't know if Jim wouldn't charge me if I went down there. Even if he did, he wouldn't charge me. But Jim has the Kentucky Reptile Zoo. And
Terry wanted me to try to figure out a time to come down there. He was going to take me around and stuff, but it's tough because the only time I can get down there is in like July, and he's gone in July because he's at his father's birthday's in July, so it's a big deal for him. But you know what, Gary? If I ever hit the lottery, I'll open up a zoo and let you be the total runner of the whole thing.
That's all I want. And I've talked to a few, and they said they told me how to get started and stuff. I've been told by some people to start a Kickstarter or GoFundMe. I didn't really agree with the GoFundMe because that's like, I think that's begging for money. But a Kickstarter is an idea, and you can give something back to people. And I was like, I want to talk to Ty. Ty's doing Iguanaland.
Yes,
but that dude's busy. And now he's putting, he is getting donations, but the man's putting up a lot of his own money.
Now, is he going to run into trouble with all the rules that are changing down there with the stuff he's got?
Don't know, since he's an accredited zoo now. He's accredited. So I'm not totally sure how that would affect him. All I know is it's every time he posts a picture, it's amazing. And what I want to do is do educational shows. Like, it costs $5 to come see Gary talk about this or this person talk about this. And
now, how do you feel about showing them eat?
I would show everything. I would do 100% educational. It wouldn't be for, it wouldn't be for show. It'd be educational. Like I like drafts. I'll never own a draft because they're just I'm a draft nut. And
You and my
the
wife,
new
both.
I love them. And the new zoo, what got me going is I'm friends with a lot of people at Toledo Zoo. So I get special treatment when I go there, but the curators of the draft would never let me touch them. And I was like, what? I just want to go touch the draft. I just want to pet a draft. I didn't get to do that until I came to Green Bay. The new zoo has it where you can walk up this hill and you're on this, like, I don't know, 15 foot up in the air, and the draft comes up to you and you can feed them and hug them. So I got me hugging a draft and the draft licking my neck and I'm feeding it. And I could do anyone could do it. Anyone can go up and do this with these drafts. Like Lucas of the Toledo Zoo is an elephant. It's a baby elephant. I've touched Lucas. That rhino that is in that picture I showed earlier, I pet that rhino. That was at Toledo Zoo. Now, I want a zoo. I want a zoo where I can share my passion more than, I don't know. I don't want to be mean to myself for people to do it. That just breeds leopard geckos and sells them at a reptile expo. I would rather say, hey, I want servals. I want caracals. I want bobcats. I want these. I don't know if I want large cats. I want them cats. I want a black bear. I want a grizzly bear, but I don't know if I can do a grizzly bear because of the cage size. And
I would want a whole. This is no joke. I don't know how you feel about this, but if I were to run one, main things I would want is a venomous section, large venomous crocodilian section, because I'm really big on those too, and a monitor section. And of course, your tortoises and your things like that. But
I told Terry I would rival him, and I told Jim I'd rival with the venomous species. And they know it because I would be pulling my favors with everyone I know and say, hey, okay, guys, Gary's taking venomous. Send. That's all I would do. Send it to me. And I believe at being a accredited zoo, I would have to do AV. I would have to have my own AV on hand.
Yeah.
I would do that. I would do that red tape. But yeah, I've been right there with you. Crocodilian section, dude. I'm all for it.
Because my dream, my passion, other than the stuff I do have, is crocodilians. They're the coolest of them all, man.
Crocodilians are a love of mine. Ryan of the Madison Area Herbicide is a big crocodilian guy, and he knows I love crocodilians. He has a dwarf crocodile, a true dwarf.
An orange or a regular one?
Regular.
Okay.
So he always says, just come on down and play with what you want. Come on down. And Ryan's an amazing guy, and so is Erica. And I'm a big crocodilian nut. I'm like, that's a species that I take care of alligators. Okay, I rehome alligators all the time, but I'm smart enough to know I can't house an alligator. I just can't do it. I can't even house a dwarf caiman the proper way. So I have to live through other people. But if I got a zoo, I might be able to dedicate and get a crocodile species. My dream crocodile, though, is a Nile. I know they're not that hard to get, but I want a Nile. I want a Nile crocodile. They're man eaters.
I'd be right there with you, bud.
Yeah, I love Niles.
And I like, you know what I like? I like Cubans because they got an attitude.
The Cuban crocodile that used to be at the Toledo Zoo was a real baby. They before they got their salty, they have a salty now. But the Cuban they used to have was a big, just turkey. He didn't care. He was all good. But Cubans are mean.
Yeah, they got and they're intelligent. They physically watch you and then they go for the attack.
Yeah,
and they run fast.
So I want all that, dude. I want it. So I want to do it where I know this sounds dumb, but I want to be able to be there every day. And when in the morning, if you're in the morning, like you want to see Garrett, I'll be here and I'm going to take you on a personal tour. Let's go. And it's just part of the deal. Just come in the morning and you can follow me. I might jump in a cage and show someone an animal. I might grab a boa out. Hey, let's pet this boa. I might do stuff like that. That's my dream. And a friend of mine, a really close friend of mine, says start a Kickstarter. You know, I'm not one to ask for money. I was like, maybe I should just sell all my geckos, and then do it. You know,
you could be like somebody who asks for money to open a zoo,
and he's getting it.
Mm-hmm. They're good too.
That would be a dream too. That would Joe, dude. See, so guys, I'm not against owning animals. Some of my dream species is I've held tigers. I've pet tigers. I pet an adult tiger, and I pet an adult lion, a female lion. I've never done a male. I would love to play with a male lion once or twice before I die. I've owned servals. Not many people know that. I want a puma, really bad. So I got these dreams, but I mean, that's what gets me is. Brian's a good guy overall. I mean, he might have changed, but he asked for what I don't know if he hit it, but he got a lot of money,
like $4 million or something,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, if he could do it, why can't I? I want it to be free. So I'd have to think of how to keep funding this place. You know, I'd have to get creative on how to fund this place. Wisconsin does have the Young Zoo, which is kind of like that. But I mean, I've been posting a lot. People seen that I've been posting stuff about the moon, and you know, I took the stairs.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
I got connections that I don't talk about a lot with bigger networks and stuff like that because I'm behind this. I'm not a big wig. But they buy stuff off me and my pictures and this and that. I just feel that if I did reach out, I might be able to get help. If I did, you know, and I know Terry Phillips and I know Rob Carmichael and I know Jim Harrison and Ty Park and Tom Crutchfield. And I know someone's going to cringe, but Tom Crutchfield is an amazing knowledge and guy.
He figures, you know what? If you got something that you can't figure out how to breed, send it to him. He'll figure it out.
Now, did things happen with him in the past? Hell yeah, but that dude loves animals.
Absolutely. He was almost in tears when they broke into his place the other day. Did you see that?
It just sucks. Tom Crutchfield, if you want to learn something, that dude has forgotten more than most of us know.
He's been doing it for 50-something years, right?
The guy, and he's so quick to share knowledge. He's quick. He's like, oh, you got to quit. I'll help you out. So I mean, and that's what the same thing with Brian, like Brian Barczyk. I know someone's gonna cringe on this too. Brian Barczyk would share the knowledge he has.
Yes, he does.
But
yeah, he's good though. He helps you too.
I honestly think he struggled with the same thing I'm struggling with now. He was a large breeder. He bred in racks. I mean, let's be honest, he bred a lot larger than I ever am. I mean, he produced tons, multi-millions of dollars a year. And now he says, I want to do a zoo. And I don't think he wants to do BHP anymore. I think he wants to just do the zoo. And I mean, are other people help funding it? Yes. But I mean, the guy does have his heart in the right place, in my opinion. Even though he won't talk to me ever again, he probably will never say 2 words to me again. I think if I showed up, he would not let me in, something like Terry did for him. You know, but if I showed up at Terry's, I'd walk right in, would be good. You know, if I walked in at Jim Harrison, it would let me.
Mr. J, thank you for popping in there, buddy.
Where I'm missing. Oh, there's Mr. J. What's up? I see some eyeballs. But that's what I want. I don't know where I'd want to put it. I don't know if it should be in Wisconsin, if I should, you know, move to another state, or if Illinois would not be a good spot.
I think if you did it, you should come here. I'll help
North
you run
Dakota.
It. And we'll do it. There's so much land here. You could have the biggest zoo you ever could imagine. I'll help you with
it.
And
that's what I'm thinking is if I do something like if I go outdoor enclosures, my cat, come here, Kiki. Come here,
and you can't say it wouldn't be successful because during the summer, you go down to what's his name down there, down to the Reptile Gardens, Terry's place. You can't even move in there. It's packed.
I know. That's what I go like. Come here, Kiki. Come here.
Well, thank you, Mr. J. Yes, Justin, we definitely need that here. And Yeah, it's great to
Here's
see
my
you in here,
kitty.
Justin.
Come here. Let's see if I can get my. She doesn't like my chair.
Yeah.
Come here, Kiki. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. Cat does not like my chair at all. Okay,
No.
stay over there. She's meowing for me to do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, I'll leave my hand down here, see if I can get her to come see me. Good to see you. Good to see you. So that's what my dream is, to do it. Like I said, someone said do a Kickstarter and get the idea and get it written out. I mean, I found land in Wisconsin. I found 93 acres.
Oh, that's pretty good size, yeah.
So
How much?
then
Okay, let me ask you. Do you have an idea of price to start something like that?
I have no clue. Enclosures. That's why I want to talk to Ty. I really want to talk to Ty because can I price it out what Brian's done? Easily. That's easy. An indoor zoo, that'd be easy. All that is glass, some wood, and blah blah blah. Okay. I mean, is it cheap? No. Don't think I'm saying, oh, some glass and wood is $50. No, it's gonna be expensive. But to do what Ty Park's done, I have no clue.
And Ty Park has done most of the work himself. Him and his family. You see him down there working. I mean, they work their butts off.
So do like a alligator enclosure to the size I would like to do, because I would like an alligator enclosure where it's all natural, and if I'm in Wisconsin, have like indoor for winter time, I guess. But there's a boardwalk that you could walk through and see the alligators.
I was going to say you could have a boardwalk walking through and it'd be indoors and be temperature controlled year round.
Yeah, and so I look at like the mall, not the malls, but like I don't know, like a Kmart size store. We got what's called Shopko. I don't know if you know what Shopko is.
Mm-mm.
Well, they went out of business, and there were like 800 stores or so. But all these buildings are empty. Well, most of them around here. So I could lease one of those, and it would do a huge zoo. It would be the largest indoor zoo around. I mean, we're talking like 40,000 to 100,000 square feet.
Well, that's like here in this town that I live in. They have a nursing home down here that just closed. The guy who owns it now is renting the rooms out once in a while to people driving through. Like, you can just go rent a room from there, but he still got it. And that thing is huge. I often look at that and I'm thinking to myself, do you know what kind of zoo you could put in there?
So I don't know what I should just find like something small. If I did a Kickstarter or something like that, find something small and start small and do certain species and then grow as I got bigger. But like I said, I got to find a way to fund it because I want it to be free to walk in. I want people to walk in and not feel like they have to buy something or feel like they have to pay. Now, I'll have clothing and stuffed animals and stuff there, sure. But I don't want them to have to pay to get in. I want it to be a family outing that says, hey, let's go to whatever I decide to name it and say, let's take our family there and let's have a good day. I want a picnic area and all that. I want it all, but I want it to be also ready for this. I want it to be natural. So I don't want to have fast food restaurant inside there. You know, I want it to be natural. I want to make sure we're recycling because that's something that some zoos don't do is recycle. I want to make sure we're recycling, all that good stuff. I've thought out a lot of it, but I don't know how much it would cost. I mean, $2 million to get started, $1.5 million, and that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of cash flow. And I mean, that would mean that I wouldn't breed animals anymore if I did it.
Mm-mm.
I wouldn't have time.
Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
And being a curator, I would have to be able to pay my bills. So I'd have to make some money, but I want it to be free for people to come into. And feeding animals costs a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh.
But I do have ways around that. Like you could, I know this sounds bad, but remember Tiger King, how they used to get the meat off of it wouldn't be that level, but I could get meat off them. I could get certain donations off of grocery stores and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting the animals is not the hard part. I mean, my friend at M Toxin's got a bald eagle. It's not the hard part. The animals are not the hard part. It's the actual enclosures and putting them in a box again, you know,
For our pleasure.
for our pleasure. I mean, I want to have primates. I want like a lot of things. Like if I could have a zoo, I would want the San Diego Zoo, but then I wouldn't enjoy the zoo. I wouldn't be the one enjoying it anymore.
No.
Because at that level, you are just in an office while other people take care of everything. I want to be hands-on. I don't know if it's ever going to happen. I don't know if VOI.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure what that
FYI.
means, Ada.
I don't either.
For your information, I don't know what the VOI means, but let me know what that means, Ada. YouTube it. Why not make money off the process? That's another thing I thought about. YouTubing, doing YouTube and doing TikTok and stuff like that. I'm not saying Brian's doing it wrong. Don't get me wrong. You know, Terry's doing it wrong, but I have my own idea, and I want them to say, I want people to do this, like wherever I put it, say, hey, we're going to go to Gary's Zoo, and we're going to make a weekend of this. It's going to be awesome. We want to hit this. He's doing this talk. Maybe, let's say I get Jim there. Jim's doing a talk on venomous, stuff like that.
Adam sold me 2,000 dubia.
I might have to, I'll text you. I'll message you afterwards. I might be able to do that. My dubias are insane. I see, that's another thing. I could breed a lot of my own food. See, that's where it, like the Robs and the Terrys and the Bryans and the Mees and the Ty, we could do a lot of our own, like breeding the rats and mice. We could do it on ourselves, but then we would have to hire people. But I want mine to be
that costs your money to hire somebody.
So I don't know if I could do a 501c, like a nonprofit for the zoo, because then I couldn't sell the merchandise, I think.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know how it works either, that part. So I just want it to be free. If someone wants to come and walk through the zoo, they could come walk through the zoo and they're not obligated. If they want to buy a t-shirt, cool. If they want to buy stuffed animals, cool.
You could probably do it donations. A lot of places do that, like donate what you can.
People are gonna hate me for saying this. SeaWorld in San Diego does not make enough money off their traffic to support even the orcas. They get most of their state funding.
Oh,
state funding. The water gets pumped in from the ocean, so that is like state funded because it's like not using water. I forget how they worded it. I've talked to like a lot of people about how to go about it. Rob helped me out. I said I got to get the city where I'm at involved and blah blah blah, because they say that if I'm attractive enough, I'm going to bring tourists to the city and the city's going to grow. I'm sure I can go to Green Bay right now and say, I want to open up a zoo. What do we got? Because we got the sanctuary here and blah, blah, blah. They'll probably help me. I don't know if I want it in Green Bay. I might want it down in Fond du Lac, which is an hour and a half away. There's so much I want to do, and I honestly don't know how to do it. So if anyone's got ideas, email me at Gary@faunaradio.com. Like the animals, I can get most of the animals. Like,
yeah, the animals ain't the hard part.
That's easy.
Getting the caging.
And I'm sure once I got going and I started building it and I got a place, that's when the donations would start rolling in more because people are seeing it's happening. But my problem is I have a family to take care of at the same time. So if I did this, I would actually have to quit everything I do. So I have to support my family. And it's not that much money, but I would have to pay my bills. So it's like, I'm not rich like some other breeders that think I am. I'm not rich by any means. I'm okay. But I mean, if let's say I couldn't go pay cash for a house right now. There's no way. It wouldn't happen. It's just, I mean, if I sold all my geckos, just sold them all off, people think, oh, there's worth this much money. There's not one soul that would pay me what they're worth.
No, it wouldn't happen. No.
And then if I pieced it all out, and sold it one by one, it would take me years.
That must be a what's name
A bot.
yes, because it's saying the same thing now.
No, this is another one.
Yeah, but it's the same saying. It's not the same
Yeah.
person, but
I don't know what that means. Whatever.
we need to make somebody a
moderator one day. I
moderator,
don't know
yeah.
how to. I don't know
if
how.
you'd have to go over to the YouTube channel, and like
Yeah.
let's say you pick Adam, you click on his name, you go over and make him a moderator. He could delete that stuff.
So when I'll do that, I'll have that done next week,
Which is almost next year.
yeah, it's almost next year.
So,
But yeah,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, yeah, that's been what I've been thinking. If you're getting bots, you're doing good content. I love it. Frank the Tank. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the man. So, what's our plans for this Fauna Radio for the upcoming season here?
Well, I want to get guests on, but I don't want to do guests every week. I want to be able to do like a rebound week where it's just us.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to start getting guests on again, and I want to start doing the reviews. But like I said, I might start doing where we post emails or read emails on air. Because I'm starting to get emails. I'm just started like 2 weeks ago. We started getting emails for some reason. So I'm gonna put. I think it's because I started advertising faunaradio.com. I think that's why.
Do I have a special email on there or no?
Yeah, you got Andrew at faunaradio.com. I'll show you how to log into it. Yeah,
I was gonna say I might have emails in there, not even.
Yeah, so I'll do it if you want. There, Adam. Next week I will have you set up to be a moderator. Sweet.
There we go.
And
boom.
The whole zoo thing, I want to get that going. But for Fauna Radio, I really want to get more on a schedule. I don't care if other people are on Fridays.
We got to do our thing, and that's what we got to focus on.
It is what it is. I'm not getting mad at anybody else.
Nope.
No, I wanted.
YouTube's a big place. You can do.
I was thinking once a week we could do the reviews of, but I want to keep it positive, guys. So if you guys have something positive, well, I want to review people's channels or a video and say, hey, look how awesome this is.
Yeah.
Because bad publicity is still good.
Or even if we just talk about where we think they can improve, but it's okay, without bash and saying, "Oh my gosh, look at this,"
Yeah, I wanted to keep it a positive flow and get some people. I want to get our channel over 100 subscribers. Also, I need some high-pied Galaxy females, but not het Tremper. It's like finding hens in tea. Not het Tremper, dude? Seriously? That's hard. Jeez, oh, peace, Adam.
I think everything has Tremper in it, doesn't it?
Well, no, I'll have high-pied supers that are if I could talk, Bell. I got a Maxwell Bell now, so I'll eventually have those, but and I'll breed that in. I have stuff that people don't know, like, okay, let's talk about some stuff. I got Mac and Snow now. I have Gem and Tremper. I have white and yellow in Tremper, and then I have a pure white and yellow line. What else do I got? I got a new tangerine line. I have Inferno Blood, and my M2 stuff. I got a new tangerine line.
I like the breeder of the week idea,
Ooh.
and I like the reptile of the week also.
Let's start doing that. Let's start doing.
Would we do like 2 videos a week and then do this live on a Friday and have a guest on?
Yeah.
Or how would we?
Yeah,
do? We can work on it. We can work all week and just put a video together to put up. So that's not a big deal. I also I do my gecko of the day. If you guys check that out, I don't know.
Yeah, get over to DEA Exotics and look at Gecko of the Day.
Yeah, I don't do it Fridays. I don't do it Saturdays and Sundays, but I do it Monday through Friday.
Because Friday's my day. No, I'm playing. Yeah, if I would do Bell. Okay, Bell. I'm gonna be. I got to get some stuff done and out. I have some stuff that I haven't bred. I'm gonna breed Blizzard this year. I'm gonna do that too. Gecko of the Day. His Gecko of the Day is amazing. He did. He threw me for a loop today.
Frank does it. Frank watches, looks at him every week, comments on him.
Yeah, that threw me for a loop today. I mean, I'm sitting there like, wait, that's a fat tail.
Yeah.
I was like, Punk? I think I watched it on Fauna Radio's channel though because I liked it, and I'm like, wait, it's not like my other one. So, yeah, Gecko Today, geckohistory.com. I think I'm gonna publish it with
Yep.
about 60% done.
Yep.
Um,
But you
there's
can always
gonna-
add to it as time goes,
yeah,
right?
I think I'm gonna add to it, and Fauna Radio is gonna have the forum up in the next few weeks. 2022. I'm going to focus on Fauna Radio and get it complete and get the forum up so you guys can go to see the forum. And then I'm going to circle back and do Orner Exotics and get that website up to par. And then I don't know if I'm going to do the reptileroom.org. Not many people used it, but I do have another site called reptilepage.com that I will be working on. And it's just a news site. And I'll be posting this up there, Fauna Radio up there all the time.
Well, thank you, Adam.
So I've tested it out, and I got some advertising spots and blah blah blah. Ew.
No, I have never done that because they do. When you got them together, they look different. You can tell. There's a definite difference.
There are some different subspecies that
yes,
throw you for a loop. Blizzard heck killed a project for me this year. Yeah, Blizzard. I don't like Blizzard. I don't like them, but I got them, so I'm gonna breed them. I have them, so I'm gonna breed them. We'll see.
I know
what
somebody asked me about a Blizzard the other day. They're looking for one, so if you breed them this year, I'll send them to you because I don't work with them. So
I have 11 females and 2 males, so that should produce what 100 or so.
yeah, something like roughly.
She retained sperm from last breeder, and I had pipe visuals. That would take me out. See, that's another reason. That's another reason I do not sell proven breeders until they're retired for 1 year, and I sell them as proven breeders to sell to another person. And I only sell virgins. Like all my animals that don't say proven breeder on it are all virgins. I didn't even never bred them before in life. Everyone says, "Well, what about the males?" Nope. Nothing on my gecko tables at their expos have ever seen each other. They're all housed individually. To tell you how this was, I accidentally, and this is, oh my, you guys don't even understand. I take a tub out and I put it down on the table. I take the gecko on, I put it in another tub, and I put a lid on it. And I clean the cage, or I get the other cage all set up. And I put the tub back in, and I pulled the next one out. And I put it down. I put it was a male and female in there. In that 10 seconds, well, probably more than that, because I did this and I looked at him like, what? He bred and I got eggs. So that animal was no longer. I'm like, oh, geez, I got eggs, and it was just raptors. But if I would have mixed my stuff up in racks and had bells and trempers and all the different, I separate all the racks, I would have had a mess there. Clouded Diablo Blanco, Clouded Blizzard. I maybe, because Blizzard tends to be dark as it is.
Yes.
So I mean, that's something. Clouded Blood's going to be a big thing this year because I've taken it Clouded into Blood. Now I'll have Clouded Blood cross Clouded Blood. So we'll see what that does.
I'll probably have the same thing this year because, like I was talking to you earlier today about it.
Clouded Blood's pretty cool. And Bloods tend to dirty up anyway, so we'll see where that goes. Let's see what else I have. I'm working on getting into Marble Eye.
I think the Clouded, we need to do a show just on Clouded because it messes with the patterns, the colors, and it doesn't always take a color dark. It sometimes makes it lighter. It sometimes makes it darker.
And then
blows the patterns out.
You'll learn this when you breed the light ones. You get dark ones. It's weird.
Well, the one I paired up today, and he's white. He's light. He's a Clouded. He was black when he came out.
Exactly. And I had someone I sold. I was calling them white Cloudeds. Okay. And everyone thought I call them cloudy because they were white and puffy. They look like they're super snows, but they're not. They're just regular snows, but they have no yellow. Regular snows, no yellow. And that's why when I first released them, I'm like, oh, it's from my Clouded line. Oh, you called it Clouded because you got rid of all the yellow. I'm like, oh, that would have been a cool name for that. But no, it came from the Clouded because I was calling it Storm Clouds. But and then she bred those, and then I bred them. other one, and that's where I got my Gen 2 that was the darkest. And now I got the Gen 4s and Gen 5s, and now they're getting insane. But they're brown. They're not black. They're brown.
No. Well, that one I came out was black, though. That was jet black.
And it's gonna get weird. The Eclipse kind of wash. I think the reason I got more brown because a lot of my dark stuff is Eclipse, and Eclipse kind of washes it out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see.
But now it turned really light. And then it's changed so much. They changed so much from when
they're different. And I've had people say, "Are they dominant because they're so different?" And I'm like, "No, look across. These are cloud." I had someone here pulling out drawers, going, "What the hell is this stuff?" I'm like, "That's clouded stuff." I don't know. That's all I said. I'm like, whatever.
Now the clouded, right? I took one egg and I incubated it as a male, come out jet black, and now it turned really light. The other egg that was in that exact clutch was the 2 eggs. I incubated the one as a female, and she came out white. And now she's turning dark and dark yellows and dark browns, where the other one went just the opposite direction.
I had someone sit there and say they didn't see a difference in my clouded raptors I'd had, and I just grabbed regular raptors, some side by side, and they're like, "Oh wait," I'm like, "I told you it's different." And it's just line bred. In my opinion, I don't think it's dominant or anything. I don't think it's I don't know. It's just line bred. The original ones just look like Eclipse. They just look Eclipse. If I showed it, you did a spotted leopard geckos with Eclipse eyes. And I bred them together, and I got these weird-looking geckos. I didn't think nothing of it, nothing. And I bred them together, and I wasn't selling that year. And I'm like, "Oh, these are cool." And I'm like, "Wait, what is going on with these?" And they started getting bigger. I'm like, "All right." So I bred the babies together, and that's when I seen something was different. I'm like, all right, let's see what goes on. And I think I told Miles at the time, I was like, "Miles, these are different." And I got a name for them already. And he's like, "Cool." He goes, "They're different." And that's what he said. He goes, "They're different." And I showed Dylan, I showed a few other people, and they're like, "Oh, they're different." I was talking with Andrew. I have a Snow Eclipse at Tremper Group that does the light to dark color. And I'm telling you, the Snow Eclipse will get dark. The Snow Eclipse does mess with things. I have clouded now that don't have Eclipse in them. Well, they're possible head Eclipse, but they're not visuals. But I took them to blood instead of my M2 tangerine stuff, and M2 is just the male that started it.
I mean,
that was an insane looking gecko.
That was a clouded.
They're insane.
Now he doesn't look anything like that.
Now he's like that light yellow.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of him.
I don't know if I have a picture. You're temporarily blocked. It looks like you were misusing the feature by going too fast. You've been temporarily blocked by using it. I don't even know what feature I was using.
And here's what he is now.
That'd be super light.
Yep.
I've been blocked on Facebook for something. I don't know what I got blocked for.
Somebody didn't hack you or something, did they?
No, they're saying I'm temporarily blocked. Oh, because I'm on my other page. I see. There. I'm good. I was on Orner Photography. And they were being stupid. What in the world is going on? Keep saying I'm temporarily blocked. Whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. They completely change. They're just crazy. And it changes the patterns. It changes the colors. But like in my gecko of the day, I tell everybody which ones are clouded, and so that way they can see what it's doing to it. And you can have the same genetics in 3 animals, and all 3 look different.
I wonder if I can. I go to Orner Exotics real quick. It's gonna say I'm blocked. It keeps saying I'm temporarily blocked. I don't know what I did. Oh, I shared the hell out of this thing. Let's go here. I don't care if I'm blocked. Facebook's stupid. I hate Facebook. Your page has been updated. Okay, whatever that means. The page is updated. Let's see if I can find a clouded Gen 4. Here, I can show some clouded stuff real quick. This is a clouded when it was born. I was teasing someone that's saying that this was a cipher too. There's our Redfoot. Let's see. The Gen 4 is in here somewhere. This is a clouded tangerine. You can start seeing the cloudiness in it.
Yeah.
Why I call it clouded. Let's see. I know it's in here somewhere. There's a clouded, something like the one that you had.
Yeah. Just like something like that one.
There's a clouded raptor and a clouded. You can see the darkness in that raptor.
That's a clouded. That's clouded, right?
Yep, 100%. Trying to find that one. Now I'm getting too deep. Where the hell is that? I wonder if it's on Instagram. I thought it was in here. Let's see. It says your photos. Huh. I could have swore I had a picture of one up here, and I just said just a gecko. Oh, there we go. You see, just a gecko.
Yeah.
So, I mean, oh wait, if I can do this. So, I mean, that it's brown, it's not black.
Yeah, that one's brown. Yes.
Yeah, it's 100% brown. There's a few people have seen that in person. Leo's seen it.
Is it still that dark?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's dark. I have more like it. The males tend to be darker, but that female is like my pride and joy because she's my darkest female. The eclipsing, impeccable gecko. Yeah, this is kind of insane. Well, impeccable gecko. Look at this.
That one is insane. I don't know.
That's a radar, and that is insane. That's really, really insane. That radar has that. And my cats are fighting. No, my cat just wants me to go play with her. I think. I don't know. Log out. Well, no, not log out. No. Gosh dang it. Now you see my old one. There we go here. I don't even know. What is my password?
Same thing happens to me, Gary. Don't feel bad. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I can't get back in. It takes me forever to
log
get
in.
back in.
There we go.
Oh, there you got it. You figured it out.
Yeah.
You said you're temporarily
I'm temporarily blocked. Now, look, guys. I don't know. You're temporarily blocked. It looks like you're misusing this feature. Whatever feature I just used. I don't know. Guys, let me know. I don't know.
Stephen Kelly.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's
Gary?
up, dude? Steve bought his son a drum set.
Sweet. My son took up the drums. He loves it. He's an adult now, so he's married and got kids, but he loved it when he took it up.
I'm gonna put this back on. Boom. See, I do overlays now. See, this isn't a regular overlay. If I did that, I need to do something down here, I guess. I don't know. I was having fun. Now look at this. There we go. All the cool kids are getting blocked. It's the new trend. I'm blocked. I don't know what's going on with it. I mean, I was like, oh, girl, whatever. I don't care. All I do is.
It probably has a link on there that you can click to see what feature they were saying you were overusing.
I'll just keep clicking at this again. Let's see if it does it again. It says I'm a piece of crap. I only got 1.4K friends, 1,400. I used to have 3,000. I went down. Oh, there we go. Let us know. You're going. Oh, it says by going too fast, you've been temporarily blocked from using it. But it don't let us know. Let's see what it says.
Were you scrolling too fast or something? I never heard of something so stupid.
To help keep Facebook safe, we sometimes block certain content and actions. If you think you made a mistake, I'm going to say, I have no clue what I did wrong. This is dumb. There we go. I'll probably get banned forever because I just said this is dumb. Oh.
I have 4.9K friends, and I don't know how many people follow me.
Oh, I deleted like
1,500 something. I'm always deleting people.
People get mad. I tell them that they can. I think they can just follow me on Instagram or follow me on my follow page. Oh, look at this. We got, let's see, I think I'm going to grab this from Miles right now. That dude.
What is it?
I don't want to send it because
okay.
I
Never
don't
mind.
want to.
Never mind.
Yeah,
I got it.
want,
I thought it was something over here I wasn't seeing. I didn't realize
No.
it was.
But his
There we go. We got another
Miles
bot pack.
stuff is insane. Oh, look at that. Whatever. I'm gonna get rid of them too for the user in timeout. Screw you, dude.
There we go. Another
Jeez. Wow, we are popular. Yay.
That makes
So,
sense.
but anyways, it's getting late. I got to actually go sell cell phones tomorrow. You guys do know I work for Verizon now. If you guys want to hear me now, just come to Verizon. My store is doing amazing. I've only been there for 4 weeks, and I'm already number 1 in the district and in the top 50 in the company. And we have like 1,700 stores. So,
Well, congratulations there. That's amazing. That's good stuff.
I'm all about selling some cell phones. But guys, let me know. Think about it. Post on Fauna Radio. I don't care. Email me at Gary@faunaradio.com and tell me if you think it's a stupid idea, me going after the zoo dream.
I think I'm Andrew at faunaradio.com.
You're Andrew.
There you go.
Andrew and Gary. I'm going to get that up on the Facebook page. I can actually go, not Facebook page, Fauna Radio, radio.com. I can actually show you guys what this is. So let me get rid of the branding. There we go. So Fauna Radio, we got to get, Andrew's going to give us a little rundown. I gave you a little rundown. If you guys got questions.
Very nice, Adam. Adam sent me a picture of it too. Very, very nice.
Yes.
I like it.
We'll have our schedule up. If you go to shows, look what you can do. You can see all our shows right here. You can just
even back to when we were on the radio, right?
Yep. The radio's on here. This is gonna say when it's live, you cannot watch it live on this. You have to go to YouTube.
Yes.
So if we go home, if you go down here, you can actually start listening to like the pilot show, and you can actually listen to it. You can also the other one that many people don't know. If you guys want to, I will be working on this probably in February. ReptileViews.com. It gives you my 3 podcasts that are kind of a secret. This will blow. And Steve, you are in this. I talk about you in the bottom in the TR and forum stories. So it talks about us doing the Herp Radio together.
Unbelievable stuff he's saying.
So yeah, some of the stuff I do release in this though is I try to keep it just about me, but it talks about what it was like at expos and stuff like that back in the 90s.
Yeah, stuff has changed over the years. That is so true.
So Reptile Views is kind of like a hidden gem, if you will.
I got to get on that questionnaire thing you asked me to fill out. I keep forgetting to get that done.
Oh yeah, just get that done. We'll get that up. FaunaRadio.com will be done. I will be. The other thing, if you guys want to get on, I haven't done anything with it yet. I got to, but you can join. You go to FaunaRadio.com/forum. You can see we actually have a forum that's kind of up. I got to do some stuff with it. It's probably going to be very basic. I'm not going to get too stylish with it. But you guys can join there. And this has been up for maybe 3 months. And no bots, nothing. So it's a pretty solid program. My BB, I guess, is decent. I mean, it's a forum. Nothing's on it, but you guys can join if you guys want. I will have the link up eventually.
Always follow your dreams.
Yeah, I do. I need to maybe I can be, like what's wrong? Get $4 million.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, let me see if it's still going on. Let's see. Go Google. Brian Barczyk. Oh wow, he's not even in there. I had to spell out his name. Was it GoFundMe or Kickstarter?
Bot Apocalypse. Yes.
Oh, right there it is. Let's see. Wow. Well, the Reptarium General Aquarium builds up to. He's raised $3,155 of the $4 million goal.
Only 3,000.
Only $3,000.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
I thought he hit more than that.
So I thought he would hit more. Now it doesn't. He doesn't draw it out, and then it continues on, and then like it starts over again, right?
I guess it's still going. I can donate now. I guess it's still going. I don't know. What's this one? The Reptarium. He's raised $235 for the otter enclosure.
Yeah, it's okay, Wally. And yes, we are still on, and don't worry about being late. We understand
I
you
want
have
a
stuff to do.
stingray. I want a stingray. Oh, he's got a lot of stuff. Salt and pepper enclosure is 115. I don't know. That's weird. I was looking at stuff, so I don't know.
Wally's in the house.
What's up, dude? How you doing? Yeah, we were talking about dreams and other stuff.
Yes. I think the show was pretty good, though. Because
yeah.
I think we covered a lot of topics in the beginning. It was a pretty good show.
And I'm temporarily blocked on Facebook.
Yeah, that's all good, though, man.
I'm like totally blocked. No, I'm not. I don't know what's going on. I told you the other day I was blocked, remember?
Yeah.
I couldn't get on. It just says temporary block for using a feature, and I haven't used nothing.
Yeah, you did. You even you said I couldn't get back to you. I was blocked. I was like,
so Facebook is shadow blocking me, guys. They're shadow blocking
why?
me.
What are you doing that's catching the attention of the higher ups on Facebook?
I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about Meta. Maybe I'm talking about the Meta. Yeah, we talked about me and my struggles with wildlife and breeding wildlife.
Yeah.
I talked about that. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Hey, Nanette, how you doing? Nanette's in here now.
Nanette's in here too. Jeez,
sweet.
We got everybody. We're rocking. Yeah. I don't know what I did to Zerk. What's his name? What's his first name? I don't even know his first name. Maybe that's it. What's the guy's first name?
I'm trying to think of it. Wait a minute.
Mark
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, that guy. He don't like me, I guess.
Stop saying naughty words, Gary.
I need to stop saying naughty words. That's it. That's it. I am like totally lost. Like I shared the Fauna Radio thing on my personal page and on Orner Exotics and the Gecko blog.
It wouldn't let me share it on my personal page, by the way.
Yeah, it's weird. So
I don't know what it was doing. I was trying. It did yesterday when or earlier in the week when you first put the first thing up, and then when I went to share it again, it wouldn't let me share it again for some reason. I don't know what was going on.
Really weird. I'm gonna email him with strong feelings. No, he don't even care about me.
Just make sure you sign it. Love, Wally Kern.
That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. They're blocking me all the time.
Just kidding you, Wally. I'm only messing with you, buddy.
Well, then we were gonna do that other program. We're gonna go with Streamlabs. The power that thing has is, oh my lord! But
Sure.
You can't have guests. Sure.
Oh, see, that's my nickname for with Wally. The other day I said something to him. He goes jerk, and then he goes. Then I said something else. And he goes, well, that makes you double jerk. Like that's me.
That's usually what I get called because I don't have a filter. Do you know how many times if I get talking on here, I have to stop and go? If I pause, I'm like, how do I say that without being mean?
Without being mean, yep.
I'm like, oh, I better be nice to somebody. You know, like the struggles. The struggle
is real. I've been telling you that all night. The struggle is real.
Yeah, the struggle is real. I will say this though. I am looking at how to put this on the Meta. Maybe that's what it is because they're talking that creators and podcasters need to get on Meta, but I don't know how to exactly do it yet. They're like, I don't know.
Maybe that could blow this channel up.
Yeah, so I want to be one of the first ones on Meta. Maybe Mark got tired of me calling him. I don't know his number though, so
yeah.
But yeah, like I looked it up and I can sell like art. like my pictures as NFTs. I guess crypto NFTs. I can make one of my pictures into an NFT, and there's people selling their picture NFTs for like 1,000 Ethereum, which is like hundreds of thousands of dollars or something.
Okay, you're talking about crypto. Okay,
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy today who sells reptiles and stuff, and goes, if you buy a reptile from him and you pay cash or credit card or whatever, you can get a discount. He'll give you a discount if he knows who you are. But if you pay for it with Bitcoin, he'll give you a 50% discount right on the spot. So you can buy this stuff and get a 50% discount if you pay with crypto.
That's actually a pretty good deal.
That's what I said. But then I'm thinking, he's thinking, $100 worth of crypto in a couple months could be worth $1,000 for all you know.
I mean, I make money with crypto, but the NFT thing is really confusing me. Like, let's see what crypto's at right now. What my crypto's at. I have like Sia coin. I have Shiba Inu, which isn't that up. Everything's down right now. I'm actually down 1.84% today.
Well, that sucks.
I
never really got it. We were talking about it, but I never really got into it.
Nothing's making
you
sense
and I
to
were
me.
talking about it.
Yeah, nothing makes sense with me with it. So I don't know. Why is these people like attacking Jeff Corwin? Oh, they're tagging a buffalo. Okay.
Yeah,
It looked like he was putting a screwdriver in the back of his neck. I was like, what are you doing? Jeff Corwin's getting old.
Well,
I'm gonna tell him that.
Yeah, I loved his older show. It was great. Jeff Corbin Experience.
He's a good guy.
Great show.
I would love to get him on here. Jeff, if you ever watch this, which you're not because you're doing other stuff, just send me an email and tell me you want to come on here. Mark O'Shea. We can get Mark O'Shea. I can tell Mark.
He's cool, man.
I can get Mark.
I watched him get bit by, well, not really bit, but stabbed with a stiletto snake. Whole hand swelled up.
That's a nasty snake.
Yes, it is.
That's a nasty bite too. Yeah, we can get Mark O'Shea on here. I just gotta get his stuff done. But all right, Kay, you got anything else to add? I am getting tired, and I gotta.
Yep. I am good. Thanks for everybody for stopping in.
Yes,
Nanette, Wally, was great to see you guys here. Frank the Tank, Adam was good to have in here. Of course, Leo was great to have in here, and so was Mr. D. I mean, Mr. J. Mr. J was great to have in here. Tanish, everybody.
Yeah, we should set up something and do it like something with animals soon. Yeah, we gotta do something because I'm looking good today. Like I'm looking really nice. I
don't know if I could like use my. I'm sure I could use my phone though. Like if you set up another screen, I could use my phone to get on a couple good things and stuff.
Yeah, I think you should. I think you should just rock it out. Like my mic's off to the side because, like I said, if I get down deep and we can talk like this, and it sounds like one of them. I don't know if it changes it or not, but can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, my mic took a crack. I got to figure out what's going on with this. It just faded out, huh?
Yeah, it started going and it went. When you listen to the spot, it like goes away, and then you stopped. And I was like, "What the?" And
I will have to get this looked at. Well, I'll just have to probably get a new one.
See, this is that one I was telling you about. This is
does this one sound still just as good?
Yeah, sounds perfect.
Okay.
This one here, I forget what it cost me. I think it was like $100. It's a really good one.
This one here was 70 something, and this one was 70 something too.
Now people are gonna get mad at me because I'm moving the mic.
You sound really good right there. Holy cow! Did you have it turned the wrong way inside the thing or something?
It's because I moved it off there. It should sound really good. It's just because it's closer. When I did my radio show, I would do this, and now you should be able to hear me really good.
Yeah, I can hear you. You sounded really good there a minute ago, though, too.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see what I can do here. Let's see. Now we're gonna play. Does that sound better?
No,
it's this way.
That sounds good.
Yeah, It's because I got this spit filter. This gets rid of the and stuff.
And it's a pop
and the
filter.
pus. Yeah.
That's what I got this year. I got double pop filters on mine. So
My mic is being stupid. I haven't tested
It's just-
it.
this mic is a Phantom Power mic, and that's what I liked about it. So I'm gonna try to, after the show, try to figure out if I can get it working again, because I really like this one.
Yeah, mine is a Phantom Power, and I can actually do this. Does that change the volume?
Yeah, it turned it up like crackly now because it's really
Yeah.
loud.
I was gonna say I usually do it about 50%, and then I use the stuff. I actually watch my green lights over there, so if right there is about as high as I can go without being
Yeah.
crackly.
Yeah.
Because I got a switchboard over there. So I mean, I could put it right here, and I can talk louder, and it probably sounds better here than it did earlier.
So if somebody wants to start a GoFundMe for me getting a microphone, hey, do it.
Let's do it. Let's get
I'm just
him. Look up the MXL 990. It's a really good mic.
I
the
meant to write
price.
that down. MXL 990.
Because I have mics too over somewhere. I got tons of mics. I don't see them, but I got like 4 or 5 mics, and this is my favorite one. It's got a really long cord that came with it, but I bought a 6-footer, so I don't have cords anywhere. I got 25-foot cords too.
Oh yeah.
And then I took the mic off my table, because if I hit my table, you don't hear it as much. But if I hit this, you'll probably hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear
Um,
that. That's
So
why I got
got
this
a
in
tripod.
and this too. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know why I got the pop filter on there, because it's so far away. But I can make myself sound like all radio-y and come in like this and talk to you guys and be like, yeah. But now the mic's like right here. I usually put it over here. But when I'm on games, the reason is I'm loud. So when I'm on games, they like, quit shouting at me.
Wally wants you to pull the mic in close and sing some Marvin Gaye.
Go like deep. I can get real deep and just do this and talk to you guys like this and do the little scratchy things like they do on the TikTok.
Swing low,
Sweet
chariot,
Now we're gonna get
come
flagged.
to take me home.
Late night, get close and slow. I could do this. Like, there's something I could tell you before we go, real quick. You did a radio contest for the Cleveland Browns way back in the day. If I actually script it out, I can actually get my radio voice going really well. And I script it out and I put it on my screen, so I'm looking at the camera like this the whole time for the podcast, and I'm reading off a script. And out of like 3,200 people, I think it was, I came in 5th place. So if you came in the first or second, you got a radio deal with the Cleveland Browns themselves and became a broadcaster for a radio station. And that was like 4 years ago, I did that.
Yeah.
So I was actually looking to do that. And I started buying radio equipment. And then I had all this radio equipment, and I did whistling radio. You can actually find the whistling radio, and I did it with my wife. We talked about birds and stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, well, I want to do reptiles again. And then I met Andrew, and here we are.
Boom.
And I get all techie and all this good stuff. Like, I'm the one that sent StreamYard all these ideas. I want StreamYard to do Super Chat.
Yes. Now, what's his name does Super Chat, but again, he said you can't have guests. We couldn't do it like this.
Yeah, Streamlabs, we couldn't do guests. It was hard. You had to go through OBS and blah, blah, blah.
Could we do it this way, though? Like where we're both on there like this?
I don't know. I don't think they have templates. It's like I would have to move this stuff around. Like I can do this. I can really mess with people.
Yeah.
And this should not bother anyone. People are going to get real mad at me right now. But on that one, you would have to go through Zoom. So whatever Zoom template there is, that's what we would have to do. We wouldn't be able to do backgrounds, I don't think. You could do like backgrounds on you, but not like behind here like these templates.
No, but you can do green screen on Zoom.
Yeah, you can do green screens. So we'd be more like this one.
Yeah. I see the guy who does the office things, and he's out riding his motorcycle hitting jumps when he's got his computer strapped to it.
So I was looking into that. I want to do something more, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. I think people should just, go ahead and give us millions of dollars.
We could do But you said you don't like Patreon, right? Is that what it is?
I like Patreon. I have it for Fauna Radio. I just haven't sat down and set it up where what we can give them extra.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking like, okay, for Fauna Radio, we could do like animals we have for sale or something, discounts.
You can put it up on there. That'd be smart.
First, you get to go look at these animals before we even put them out anywhere. You can see what we got there first, you know, things like that.
Yeah. And then if Leo doesn't buy them, because Leo has to buy all my bloods.
Yes, Leo's got to buy a lot of stuff.
Hey, Leo, I'm making deals right now. You missed a 50% off deal, Leo. I sold all them bloods and all that stuff. You missed it. Now everything's 200% above cost. I don't even know if I want to sell anything anymore.
No.
This year, I might want to keep it all and breed it.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
So, but anyways, is there anything else we need to add today?
No, but just stay tuned. Next year is going to be a big year for us, so we got a lot of stuff planned. We've been talking. We got a lot of stuff planned for next year.
I think the 23rd is a Friday show, so we're like Christmas Eve with Christmas Eve. That makes sense. So we'll have like the 23rd. The 24th. Christmas Eve is. Wow, we might not do a show that day. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I don't know. I think that's the day my son and grandkids come down. I'm not sure. I gotta check.
Christmas Eve might not be it.
And
but 2022, we're gonna do some cool stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, guys. I have nothing else to add. How about you, Andrew?
No, I am fabulous.
Sweet. All right, guys. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and you
Peace
guys
out.
rock it out.